hit the button.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome to the LetCha podcast. What's up, fellas? What's going on, ladies? Lady, I should say lady.
I was like, where's some more ladies at on the panel?
Who the other girls here? We got more girls here?
I thought so, man. I thought so, but they left us hanging. But we'll see. We'll see towards the end of the night. But yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome.
How you doing tonight, DK?
The panel. P, what's going on with you, P?
This is your host with the most. We're about to get this show going.
What's going on, NOO?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, man. Ready to get this joint started, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Ski, what's going on with you?
What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. What's up,
Happy
y'all?
Wednesday.
Yep, happy Wednesday. And we all know who this guy is. Sly Fox in the house. What's up, Sly Fox?
Mr.
Your mic is off.
His name's Mr. Course.
I was thinking of a name for him, but it wasn't coming too fast, though.
AKA like Course Light.
But okay, but let's get into our topics, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So tonight on the Foxhole, wrong channel. Tonight on the Let You Know podcast, we are talking a multitude of things, but the first thing that we want to go over today is kind of past trauma, and we're talking about things that may have caused PTSD, things that may have caused you later in life to change the way that you live, things that kind of stay on your brain. Not exactly want to talk about like specific traumas of mine, but I know EK had some things that he wanted to really cover on this topic, so I wanted to pass the mic to EK real quick and kind of have him go into like the the meaning behind this topic.
Well, I mean, basically, everybody goes through trauma, right? Sometimes it happens when it's a child. You might see your parents happen to them. I mean, I got a lot of stories, but I ain't ready to like throw them out there. But
same thing, yeah.
I am.
Right.
I have a couple that I'll share. I'll share.
So
a couple.
okay, so Ski, then I'm gonna start with you then. So what type of trauma, like whether childhood or now, like
I'm gonna say for me, childhood kind of having two parents that's kind of opposites of each other. One kind of militant, one kind of super worldly. You know what I'm saying? And they conflict a lot. Just because they disagreed on the way to raise us and different little shit like that. But I seen my mom and daddy fighting when I growing up. So
you said your father was militant and your mother was more worldly. When you mean militant, you're talking about with like the religious aspect or just how to raise you in general?
Just in general, period. My dad was a 5%er, so he was real strict, and we didn't watch no TV. We didn't do we didn't do a lot of shit. My mother was like, "Them is kids, let them kids. They gotta have a life. They gotta read. They can't play with toys. They can't. My kid don't play with toys. My kid don't read." She was.
You were kind of confusing, honestly, because you got one parent saying this, you got one parent like, "What the hell do I supposed to do?"
Yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that, and just seeing them physically like fight, they didn't fight all the time, but just seeing them fight, period, it kind of made me wild pop niggas sometimes. No, I'm just saying. But no, I'm saying like it kind of, I'm just keeping it we keeping it real now. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying like.
Well, you are. Everybody else seems to be a little quiet about their trauma.
So,
it's coming. It's coming.
So like seeing my mother and father fight, and it kind of made me feel like I could put my hands on a motherfucker if I'm angry. And it also kind of like showed me too as a woman, like a motherfucker hit me, bitch, I'm gone. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no staying. Ain't no fixing, right? But my mother was married to him. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of was, 50-50, like showed me like when it get physical, it's time to go. And shit, if you talk too much shit, I might pop your ass. So I feel like that trauma I got inherently because I saw it. You know what I'm saying? And when I got older and got relationships and had conflict and shit, sometimes it's physical. I've been victim.
Yeah, I'll chime in here. I guess my trauma is a lot of visual things. I have been through some physical events that have caused me trauma, but the one thing that really sticks with me as far as far as trauma goes is, unfortunately, I've.
Oh, let me see the link. It's
What's
I'm
going
Hey,
on?
seeing the
skate.
Yeah.
For real?
I put it on mute.
Okay. Yeah. The one thing that I've seen too much of, and I'm not going to say like I'm a soldier in war that I've seen 100 people die, but I've seen quite a few people die, and some in a horrendous way. I was coming home from work one day a couple of years ago, and this is like 5 years ago, and I saw a dude step in front of a dump truck and literally get cut in half. Like his top half of his body was on the median, the bottom half of his body, was in the road. So it was suicide by jumping in front of a dump truck. The guy that was driving the truck fell out of the truck and cried and start going like, I cut him in half, kept saying I cut him in half. I've seen people get shot in the head. So a lot of the trauma that I carry is just death and violence and things like that in my head. As far as violence happening to me, no, I was never in a situation where I had that kind of violence, fights and things like that. But more of my trauma is things I've seen around me. And it does invoke PTSD, because a lot of people think that PTSD can only happen to soldiers, and it can happen to anyone. Any kind of traumatic event that changes your outlook, that has like a physical effect on your brain, can be PTSD. So like I still have problems, and I don't even know why. Like loud noises and big flashes of light that I don't control. So just random like that, it fucks me up. It fucks me up. Like 4th of July is the worst day of the year for me. It's weird.
Damn, that's like a nervous system too. You know,
it has affected my like reality almost.
That's crazy. Fox, you ain't got no stories to tell?
No, I do. So for me, a lot of it comes down to like, a lot of it. I had the kid young. I had my son when I was 17. So like, I didn't really have too much of an opportunity to be introspective until I reached my late 20s. Because then I can have time for myself. But I think when it comes down to it, my earliest memories are from is my mother abandoning me and my sister at my grandparents' house. And like I remember it like it was yesterday. But and having that, and then having all the negative interactions with women throughout my life, the horrible relationships I've been in, the fucked up ways in which they've left me, my ex-wife and my kid's mom and all that shit. I just have a natural distrust of women, and like even from like the time where I lost my virginity at a young age to somebody older than me, so like all these things you don't realize it until you're an adult and you can have introspection. And it definitely, all of my negative interactions or negative things have happened through my life with women. It's just you just have that natural distrust.
How old was your BM when you guys hooked up?
God, I was like barely 16, if that. I was like 15.
No, how old was she?
How old was she?
She was like 3 years older than me.
Oh, see, that's within.
Yeah, but I didn't lose my virginity to her. You know what I'm saying? So,
so you're saying child being, because I had my son at 16, 17 as well. So you think that caused trauma in us having a child?
Well, I think it did. I think it did, because my old lady likes to has this theory where when you have a kid young, you kind of stop growing at that mental age, because now you can't go through the rest of the normal life experience, right? You're kind of stunted a little bit. And I agree with that. There's research that proves that when you have a traumatic experience at a young age, or you start doing drugs at a young age, whatever, you almost mentally get stuck at that point. And there's a lot of examples of that. And I see it in myself too. I can be immature at times. I have teenager tendencies sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't always think things through. Sometimes I just, go with the flow, you know what I mean? But how much of that is my personality versus, I just didn't grow up in some aspects. I've been doing this since I was fucking 17. I've been working and taking care of somebody. I have a whole person, an individual that I have to take care of, And that means putting all my shit aside. Again, it wasn't until my late 20s when I had to go to counseling because I was on papers. So I had to go to counseling for like a year. And it wasn't until that point in my late 20s where I was able to, introspectively understand and realize why I am the way I am with a lot of shit.
Yeah, therapy's a motherfucker. A lot of people think that therapy's for the weak, but it's like, man, if you need it, go. You need to talk to somebody that knows about what they're talking about.
Hey, man, I agree. I'm a therapy baby. I've been going since 17, 16, about 15, 14.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, because, I grew up in a whole nother, like zone than other people. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but I feel like therapy is a racket because, like, I don't necessarily see a need for, like, that long. And, the therapist is either milking your insurance for the money or, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
At the same time, if she feels good about it.
So this is what I'm saying. For me, it was like when you deal with a traumatic experience, like you have to talk to somebody outside of your family, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, right? So when you a child, depending on what it is, you just gotta keep, like having that outside person to talk to sometimes because you compartmentalize shit. You know what I mean? So you gotta have that outside motherfucker to kind of like be able to talk to objectively, you know what I'm saying, freely, you know what I'm saying, and I actually enjoy it. I tell a person right now, shit, I got EPA right now, 10 sessions, can't wait to call a therapist to talk about my future goals and where I'm trying to go in life, you know what I'm saying. This is somebody that's not my homegirl, it's not my brother, it's not my mama, you know what I mean, it's not my pops.
There's no biasness.
No,
Yeah,
you're
right.
looking
They
at
have no
someone
horse in
that's
the race.
objective to what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right, and they ain't giving me what I want to hear or
Exactly.
slightly or nothing. It's the real
Right.
dog raw shit, and I like that because it's real. And if you
And they don't want anything from you except money. That's all they want from you is just money.
well, shit, really, my classes are free because I get them through my job. We get 10 sessions a year. You know what I mean? 10
Well,
free.
even better then. But I mean, I'm sure they're getting paid through somehow. But
they get
but somewhere. But I'm saying is like, because what I mean that by saying like you could get that from a man or a woman or whatever, but usually that person might be trying to get something out of you. So you got to be, I mean, they have no, I mean, like I said, they have no horse in the race. So
right, so that's why it's cool to talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, I guess I mean to me, I never thought I had trauma until I guess me and Sly Fox met because I thought my life was straight. I thought, hey, I really have no problem. I mean, everything was cool with me, and then Sly Fox introduced me to like we talked about last time. We talked about me messing with an older woman, and at a young age, and the older woman, me knowing what I'm doing. Now, I don't think I got raped or anything, but technically I got raped or whatever. But I think Sly Fox was telling me that me having oral sex with this, I call her a genius. She was a genius at her age. She was a genius, and he thinks that trauma might have laid on to me in the future to where I'm addicted to oral sex from women. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. So
I can see
add that caveat.
So do you think that
brain just works?
I mean, I guess he might have a point there, but I don't think it's. I guess when I think the word trauma, I think that it's a bad thing. But to me,
I'll give you something. I'll give you something relative. I've experienced a great deal of violence throughout my life, be it happening to me or me doing it to somebody.
Yep.
I've experienced a great deal of it, and the ramifications that I experience on a day-to-day basis is I'm constantly observant. I'm looking at everybody, watching everybody. I can almost tell when something's about to happen a couple seconds or a little bit before it happens because I'm that observant. And a lot of that is just stemming from my trauma because A, it's not fucking happening again. I'll tell you what, I'm putting holes in somebody. And B, it's a survival thing. When trauma is your body's response, your body's human natural response is to A, not let it happen again, and B, prevent it from happening again.
It should be.
Or in some cases, it molds your point of view to where this is what I like now because of this event that happened to me.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Kurt 100% or Sly 100% on this because a lot, I've had another couple things. Like I've had guns to my head. I've been robbed by gunpoint. I've been shot at. That made me paranoid. And I was talking to News off camera about this, about some of the things. Like he asked, why you like this sometimes. Like I'm literally paranoid. I'm literally paranoid because of the things that happened in my childhood when I was growing up. I can't change that now. So a lot of the things, like when I react to things, because I may overreact and thinking somebody's talking shit when they're not. Well, that's something from way back where, you had to defend yourself every single day from people talking shit, from people trying to get you. So I'm always assuming because of that past trauma, and I'm assuming wrong half the time, or most of the time I'm assuming wrong when people aren't actually acting like that. So it does negatively affect me as well.
Let me ask y'all this thing, because there's no wrong or right answer because I don't know the answer either. But everything, like some of the things you just named, I went through the same things, literally everything you just said. But I'm not paranoid. I'm not traumatized by it. Why is that? Why is it affecting you but not affecting me the same way?
Because I was already privy to it. I already had anxiety and I already had problems like that with a little bit of paranoia from watching, and it may seem stupid, but watching the wrong movies way too early got me scared and things like that, going to sleep. So I was already privy to that. And like I said, I would have people walk, like my neighbor would break beer bottles and tap on my window and try to get me to come outside to fight him. I heard people running through my yard. I heard people fighting in my yard and things like that. So this is keeping me up till 3, 4 in the morning every night and then going to school. So, like I said, me and Evan literally we grew up within a football field of each other. But the shit that went on in my yard for some reason, and the shit that went on in my little street, I don't know what was happening. Like I said, some weird shit going on outside, and I started paranoid. So I had anxiety, and it led to paranoia.
Do you have to what about that? Like, has anybody else here been robbed? You ever been robbed, EK?
Never been robbed, thank God. I mean,
you ever been robbed? You ever been robbed, Ski?
No, have not. Thank God, have not. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm just asking because like he's saying, I mean, I've been robbed before.
Same.
I don't feel trauma from it. Obviously, I didn't ask you because you was off camera, but yeah. So, are you traumatized by it? Is that one of the things you're saying that?
I'm not traumatized by it, but I was going more where Sly was going, in the fact that that's what molded my ideas and molded my kind of wanting to be vigilant and always watch my surroundings. And like it's kind of sad sometimes, but if I'm walking by myself downtown or whatever, I'm always swiveling. I'm always looking. I'm always, seeing who's where and what's going on, even though there's no real threat. And I kind of know that.
Paying attention, though, that to me, that's just, being aware of your surroundings. I don't think that's trauma. That's just you just.
Well, I said it. I don't think it is.
But
trauma,
it's a heightened sense, though. Like we're like it's more than just like going down the street. I know that this could happen at any time, whatever, and it's in the back of your mind. When you got
ignorant.
that,
it's being, to me. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's being not ignorant to the underworld. It's because a lot of people walk around this place not really realizing there's an underworld.
Right, but that's because they haven't experienced it.
Right, exactly. So it sounds like to me that since you're now you realize there's an underworld, that those senses have heightened.
Right, but it took some kind of trauma. Well, it took some type of trauma to make me pay attention. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't think I carry any specific trauma with me from pistols on my head or being robbed or this and that.
So how much of that difference in the trauma that you experienced and that changed the way you point of view versus the trauma that NWO experienced and didn't, how much of that do you think is race related? Like growing up in Black culture, you grow up, you see these things all the time, whatever, it's a fact of life. There's nothing to be anxious about because it's just a fact of life. It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Well, that's how I view it nowadays. But I'm still vigilant.
You know what? To piggyback off what you're saying, it's kind of true, but mostly for Black people, you'll know which dudes that you ain't gonna fuck with, and you think it's gonna be against you.
Yeah, but think about it, EK. You don't fuck with that guy, but he's got a friend that you don't like you either. Now you're friends with him. That's the problem in the hood a lot of the times, that you can't trust anybody because everybody's out for their own. And, this friend might know this friend, and now you're hit. It's kind of, that's where I think it came from me, is I started to the fact I couldn't trust anybody anymore.
What hood did you grow up in again, Pat?
I didn't grow up in a hood. I spent time in the hood. I grew up with Evan over at Park North.
Oh, okay.
Park North. He went one direction and I went a completely different direction. So a lot of the time I spent was in Hallville trying to make music. Mars Hill. I didn't spend a bunch of time on the east side until my buddy moved over there, but like 10th and Emerson area. That's where
you in my neighborhood. You over there by me in the disco community.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time over like basically by the Emerson Theater, that kind of area right there.
That's my neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of my hangouts. That's one of the places I grew up.
You're talking about Dom life over
You better shut up, Evan. You know what it is. You see me throwing up the 1-0. I'm the fine. Hey, Dom Light's finest on this motherfucking podcast, boy.
I like that section of town.
I went to go see Riff Raff at the Emerson. He got that motherfucker packed.
Did he?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few concerts at the Emerson. It's a dirty ass place, but man, it works.
You do, don't
well,
it? It's fired. It's a lot of money over there.
Sly Fox do not go to the Emerson if he ever
just don't do it. I'll
just bring my gun with me.
Hey,
there you go, Sly Fox.
It solves all my anxiety. Literally, it solves all my anxiety because I know, regardless of what happens, I'm winning this confrontation.
You know that this other motherfucker I'm about to go against ain't put the work in that I put in. You got that?
Oh yeah,
he
quick draw, bro.
That I put the work. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
And see, and the other side of that too is I kind of have like a nihilistic sense about it because like I know that eventually somebody's gonna be better than me. Eventually somebody's gonna be quicker than me. And on that day, hey, that's my fucking time. You know what I mean?
And see, my thought on that is,
but he won't be black. You know he won't be black. You know that for sure.
Oh no, it's gonna be a white boy.
It's definitely gonna be a white boy.
It's gonna be a white boy.
I agree.
Well, I guess I'll go next since it's my.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a lot of things I can go with, but I'm gonna say the one that probably got me the trauma the most is probably like I was telling y'all off camera. One of my closest homeboys, like I grew up with this guy, like we went to kindergarten together, like that's how close I've been knowing this guy, and he died in my arms. You know what I'm saying? He died in my arms, and you know the fact that I had to sit there and wait for paramedics to come, which by the way they took all fucking day too. You know what I'm saying?
Of course they did.
What were y'all doing? Was he choke? What happened? Was y'all eating?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: like earlier in the day, I was with him earlier in the day, and I invited him to come over because it was actually either the 23rd or the 20, or it was Christmas Eve. It was one of the two. I believe it was Christmas Eve, but I invited him to come over and watch football. I had bought a whole bunch of ribs, chicken. Man, I mean, I bought a smorgasbord. Like everybody was eating, everybody. And so he was gonna come over and shit. He rang the doorbell. First he called me. He rang the doorbell and he called me. He's like, "Man, I'm outside." So of course, you know, I'm walking towards the door. Then next thing you know, I just heard shots. Wah, 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 wah. And
Is that the same day you got hit?
no, this is a totally different day.
Okay.
This is a totally different day. I was a young teenager then when that happened. I was like young, like really young.
Well, see, I'm gonna bring you back. I want to talk about that for a second because I never really knew your story, so I always figured like, okay, a guy got shot in the head with an AK. He must have been gangbanging. But as far as I know, that's not the story at all.
Well, I mean, well, I'm gonna get back to the other story, then I'll go with that one, and I'll talk about that one.
Of course, the black guy was gangbanging.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it.
To get shot in the head with an AK. I mean, it's kind
of. But the thing is, though, you know, when you hear shots fired,
of course, that nigger was wearing
red. Fucking commentary.
I mean,
go ahead, EK.
I wouldn't even necessarily call it gangbang. You know, you just have your neighborhood. You know, you represent a certain neighborhood. I mean, we wasn't the toughest. We just had a lot of traffic in that area. It was always something going on over there.
Oh, like, okay. So just the street, the block, the area.
Yeah, but we knew each other. But it was other beefs from other.
Well, we know you're a good guy, but we don't like. Was your friend involved in some shit?
That's what I was trying to get at. Like I know you, EK.
I mean,
but I don't.
As far as I go, everybody know what neighborhood I rep. Of course, you know what I'm saying.
No, we don't know. I don't know. Tell us where you from.
Nah.
Rep your city.
I ain't posting them out there like that. I ain't posting them up. But what I'm gonna say is this. Like I said, man, when you coming towards the door and you hearing shots, you know, of course you ducking, right? You ducking because you think it's gonna go through the windows or wherever. Once it stops,
chilling in the crib. So I'm sorry. Are y'all just chilling in the crib, minding y'all own goddamn business?
Yeah, I had my kids. Listen, I had my kids there. My baby mama was there. My mother was there. Okay. Yeah. I believe.
Hey,
I
Pete, check your text. Hey, Pete, check your text. My bad.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember if my little brother was there, but. Yeah, man, shit. Jay was there too. Pride guy, he was there. Pride guy was there. He came over that day and stuff. And
so you think it was random, or you knew what they was doing, or they knew what like
that's
like what?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know, but I heard rumblings afterwards about some shit. You know what I mean? But I didn't know anything up until that point.
Go ahead.
Everything was cool. Yeah, everything was cool, man. Everything was cool. I just know, man, shit. I didn't see nobody. You didn't hear nobody. Because normally, man, you can hear people walking around my house and shit like that. I didn't hear nobody.
And so, like now, do you feel like like what kind of trauma did that bring you now? So, like, does that? I mean, like, what trauma do you get from that type of shit?
Okay.
It's kind of hard to say, man. Maybe because
Is it like I don't want to have a close friend in case he dies type trauma? Like, is it
I don't know.
like,
I don't know because I am. I mean, you know me more than everybody else on the panel, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I am a little standoffish at times. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that could be it. I don't know.
Let me piggyback off of Eric real quick. So
Paul?
I can tell you from me, news, watching friends die either by suicide, killed, whatever, it makes me not secretly, but just kind of inside, it makes me not want to really start to get close to any new people because it made me think like, life just comes and goes. You get close to people. Now you're at a funeral again. And it's like, and that's another thing too, is I stopped going to funerals because I was like, I'm seriously tired of watching people die, going to
no new friends.
It's kind of like that because it's like it seemed at one point.
I went through a lot of that because I mean that didn't stop me from having close knit friends because I still got close knit friends.
Oh no, me neither.
But
because I mean we all gonna, if we lose a friend, of course we're gonna be sad. But I'm trying to understand the trauma that you get behind not just losing a friend, but how you lost that friend. Because again, we've all lost somebody.
Well, I put it like
in your arms.
Go ahead.
I put it like this. What's crazy is that me and him, we celebrate the same birthday on the same day. So me and him is the same age. I don't know if we got the times different, but me and him have the same birthday. And so every time I see him, I think of that. I think of it. You know what I'm saying? I think of that day and what happened. And after that, you know what I'm saying, going through the police and sitting there for like 6-7 hours, just getting questioned over the same shit over and over and over and over and over. And then, yeah, man, that shit weighs on you, man. I think about that shit every time my birthday come up.
Much better.
Well, I'm coming up on 2 years since my bro Pat knew him too. Bro Zach, he killed himself almost 2 years ago in a couple months, and
really good guy.
And a lot of that fucked with me hard, and to this day, every day, no matter what. I mean, my life's been filled with so much death that at any given time, I'm 50% happy and 50% sad at any given time. Even right now, like even just talking about it, like it bothers the shit out of me, and there's no getting over that. And when one of your close friends, like even after I found out that he did that and I found out it was a suicide, you try to go through like, text messages or whatever the fuck, and you try to figure out, where at some point could I have known, or where at some point did I say something, where at some point could I have said something, and there wasn't. I went through all of that shit, and I reached out to him several times. I pretty much did everything that anybody could ever possibly do, but at the same time, it's like it's the trauma of losing somebody in a for lack of a better word, in a traumatic way.
Yeah.
It just never was going to sit right with you. And I think that's just human nature. I think that because these things happen to us and because we're conscious beings, and we have the ability for introspection. Sometimes I wish I didn't have an inner monologue. Sometimes I wish I was just an NPC and just didn't think shit, but that's not the case. It's tough being intelligent. It's tough being a person that is capable of feeling, because, there's nothing else you can do with those feelings but feel them.
Yeah. I would agree. Zach Scanlon was a great guy.
Now you want to talk about it, P?
I'm here.
I would love to talk about it, Eric. So from what we're going into right now.
Chaz?
Hey, y'all.
2 times in a row, girl. Jesus on the way, ain't
he? So if anybody that's watching didn't know, Eric was unfortunately shot in the head with an AK-47. So that's what we're going to talk about now, is kind of the trauma that he dealt with coming up, and all like the struggles he had with therapy and coming back to life. So go ahead and start with that, Eric.
I mean, I think the trauma is on the day it happened, because it's a lot of things that happened on that particular day. July 9th is the day I got shot. July 9th is the day my dad died. And July 9th was one of my cousin's birthdays. So all that is like crazy on that day. And it's crazy it happened. I was young. I can't even remember because sometimes my memory is kind of fucked up. So I don't remember a lot of stuff. Sometimes like I'll be talking to some of my boys and they be like, "Oh man, you remember we doing this?" I'll be like, "Nope."
Yeah, I mean that's tough. And like you said, it was a stray bullet, right?
Yeah, it was three. Three called me. Three called me in the same side of the head. Yeah, and see, it was a miracle I survived too.
So I got a question, just real quick, Eric. Evan. So are you saying that you don't understand how we developed trauma from these, or are you just trying to ask how it developed? Because it almost sounds when you're talking, like when we're talking about all these things that happen, that you think it's just like, oh, whatever, you know.
I mean, I'm trying to understand because, again, I went through a lot of the. I mean, I haven't been shot, of course, but of course, I've been through a lot of things that y'all saying, and I don't have trauma from it. So I'm trying to understand where's the trauma coming from.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you though. So how much time do you get to like be introspective? You know what I mean? Like how much time do you get to like no music, no weed, no nothing? Like how much time do you get to like spend with yourself?
My whole life, cause I'm a single. I'm an only child. My whole life I've been that way.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe that's just your coping mechanism. It's not everybody that can deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I was going to say, my close friends tell me, like, I mean, one of the things about you, like people that know me for a long time, is that shit just brushes off of me. I don't really hold grudges. A lot of things that like people really irks people. It'll irk me for a little bit, and I'm on to the next thing. So that might be a gift. That's something that they say that is a gift that I got that most people don't have. But so that's why I'm trying to understand what y'all saying. That's why, because I don't get it. I'm trying to understand.
See, that's the interesting part, though. Like that's like that could even possibly be a symptom of your trauma. That with your brain, the way your chemistry works, and the way your thought process works, you could just say, "Hey, this is fucking life. It happened. Now I'm gonna move the fuck on." Not everybody can do that. I mean, I could do that with some things, and there's some things that's how I worked my way through it. There's some things that I don't have trauma from because I know I had no control over the situation. The universe said, "This is what's happening to you today." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm with the same thing as far as what Sly is talking about. Like sometimes you don't know, sometimes you don't feel it. Like if you, let's say your trauma, Evan, I'm just assuming trauma here, you know, your trauma, you approached it from an angle of, you know, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to move on. Whereas some people like myself, like I said, I already had anxiety issues and I already, you know, things go around in my head all day anyway. So when something happens like that, it's really hard to get off my brain just in a physical aspect. So the longer that sits in your head and the longer you have to think about it, the more your trauma starts to, you know, realize in real life. So if you're someone that can actually, you know, if something happens, like you get a couple shots at you or something like that, or you get robbed by gunpoint, and within a half hour, you're like, oh, well, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's not within a half hour. Like I'm saying, it might be a week. It might be 5 days, whatever happens. But after a while,
so what you said, so what you said is the experience happening. It doesn't like modify like your heightness or nothing. It just kind of like it happened.
That's why exactly. That's why I'm trying to understand. I'm literally trying to learn to y'all what trauma is, because I really don't feel like I've ever had trauma.
But see, so that might
it's lingering.
But see, that might even be like a vocabulary thing, because like you said, like you didn't even consider it to be a factor until we had that conversation. You know what I mean? So a lot of what goes on with the way we feel about things, and when we don't understand them, and we say, you know, oh, I don't feel that way at all. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Some of that could be interpreted as like just not having the vocabulary, or not having the examples of like, well, your behavior is like this. Why? Why do you like things like this? And then like we got into with your story. You know what I'm saying? Like we can kind of backtrack a little bit, and it's that level of introspection, which is where counseling comes into play, because the counselor will ask you basic questions, and then they'll ask you, you know, based on your responses, well, okay, so let's explore that a little bit. That's a little bit of an odd response. Let's explore why you feel that way, and then that's how they backtrack it. You know what I mean? To one event or whatever the case may be.
And a lot of times people's trauma too, the brain does crazy things, so it can lock your trauma in a box for you not to notice for years.
Yeah, I think you got the better end of the deal.
Let me get Chance.
Let me see. I want to see if Chance. We got trauma. Like I'm with you too. I'm with you too. NOO. Sometimes I see what you're saying. Like it ain't really trauma, but I think the trauma that I have thinking about that day, I think that's what it is.
I think sometimes we should say it's exposure. You know what I mean? I would say sometimes.
Right.
I would say exposure sometimes. I think some things are exposure and some things is trauma. I think it now in my adult life and having a grown daughter, right? And going through some shit. I say that what I've learned that traumatic experiences are their own and is right, but I also think that some things is just exposure to things too early or something like that. I think there's two tiers to it. You know what I mean? I think there's trauma and exposure.
Yeah, and a real big deal to me is, do you already have some mental issues when that happens? So if you already have anxiety or OCD or depression, it's going to affect you in 3-4 times more than it would somebody who doesn't really have any of those issues.
So I'll give you a prime example. No, go ahead. Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say I want to change the sheet first. Do you anything you want to share with us, Jen? As far as like what we're talking about, as far as the topic is any trauma that you hold or anything that happened to you in the past that might affect you today?
Yeah. So for myself specifically, I feel like I had quite a few traumatic experiences, especially growing up and even as an adult that have shaped who I am as a person today. Some in a negative way, some in a positive way. I really don't want to touch on too much because I don't want to expose other people and I don't really want to tell my business. But
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. We just added Norris. That's my eighth boon coon. He's a little older, so I wanted him to be on the panel tonight.
What's going on?
To give us a
little. What's happening?
Hello.
Appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you joining us.
To give us a little,
no problem. I'm just listening right now. I ain't trying to. I might chime in, but depending on what the topic is, I'm just listening right now.
Well, we kind of want you to chime in. We was talking about trauma. We want to know, like, is there like certain trauma? Because we know everybody had trauma in their life, or like a dramatic experience, and we was asking, like, what was your dramatic or trauma experience that you may want to share?
Let me think. Because I'm from a different breed, and a lot of things that y'all would call trauma, it didn't really resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? I just dealt with it, went through it. You know what I'm saying? Just dealt with it and kept going. But if you want to think about what a trauma was, I heard you earlier when y'all was talking about somebody getting robbed. Back in the days when we were selling weed for like a nickel bag or something like that back then, guys out there playing craps, shooting craps and shit like that. And a couple motherfuckers in the game, not winning, they decided to rob us. You know what I'm saying? And shit, it didn't really traumatize. I'm telling you, I was about 8-9 years old. And it didn't traumatize me. Shit, we jumped in the rides and went right after him. You know what I'm saying? We went after him. Of course, I was in the back seat, but still. On something else, I was walking home one day, and I think I was about 20, 20 years old about this time, and I'm walking home down Guilford. Around about 25th in Guilford.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this was when I was like about 20. I'm 60 now, you know what I'm saying? But a couple of guys decide, because I'm walking by myself, I'm in the dark, because wasn't a whole lot of light going on down there. A couple of guys decide they want to rob somebody. I see them ride down the street. They jump out. Pull me to, on the side of one of those houses over there, and dude pulled a gun out on me. He pat me down and everything. He said I ain't had nothing.
You just practiced.
I was lucky. I was lucky. I guess you could say I was lucky or whatever. But they jump back in the car and take off.
Yeah.
Now I'm walking down the street.
one of the that's the most happiest you ever been. That's the most happiest you ever been to be broke. Right, but that's the most happiest you ever been to be broke, boy. That's the most happiest you ever been to be broke.
Yep.
Oh right yeah. I just left. I just left from 37th and Central. I walked all the way over my grandmother's house because I do it all the time. I did it all the time. Walked from 37th and Central down to 20th and Cornell.
Ooh.
And that's when it just happened one night. You know, I didn't know it was gonna happen. You know, but my senses was up because I seen them ride past, and they went around the corner and come back. I was like, okay, what's going on? And next thing you know, that's what was it. That's what it was.
So my question is, how long before you took a walk? Like how long? Like every time you took a walk that you weren't paranoid? Like how long did that take?
I wasn't. I walked back over her house. Shit. After that, I walked back over her house all the time. It was. I mean, I wasn't thinking. I thought, you know, it was just a random shit. Back in them days, wasn't nobody really trying to kill nobody.
But see, how much of that is, and I asked NOO this earlier, so how much of that do you think is cultural? Because like in black culture, obviously you almost expect to be robbed at some point.
Like
that's the name of the game.
I'm gonna say it like this. And I know he's, you know, looking at probably like it's a black thing. No, it's not a black thing. That's anybody. That's any culture.
All those niggers get robbed.
There you go. You know, that's any culture. When they feel like doing whatever it is they feel like, they gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be the black or white thing.
All of those.
It kind of is though, because I don't have to worry about that in the burbs. I live in the burbs currently, and I don't have to walk down the street.
How old are you?
That's because nobody
33.
get robbed in the burbs.
You 33. See,
yeah, they don't need your money.
I'm 60, so I'm 30 more. I'm 30 more years older than you. Back in them days,
on Central.
Back in them days, you know, it'd have been different for you.
We're sorry about it.
I ain't hear what he said. What did he say?
Go ahead. He's being a comment. He's doing his Paul Mooney commentary.
Oh, okay. I can't get my screen to widen up.
But I was going to ask a question too. So I get that. You see it. It's hard to be quote unquote traumatized from something you experience as just life, it seems like. But what we're trying to say is there is trauma that is put into you from those events, but they're just not realized because you have to go through it. And that's what I was trying to tell somebody the other day.
The trauma
I didn't realize it when I was going through it because my job was just to be able to come home to every night, do my thing, not get shot up and things like that. So you have almost like a hardened shell that's put over you for that. But like later in life, when that shell comes off, when you don't need it anymore, that's when I started thinking about all the things in the past. So, and why
I know, and Chesney, you didn't want to go into detail about none of the stuff you went through, but like, are you traumatized by it at least? Like, you didn't share that. Are you traumatized by whatever you went through since you don't want to keep it 1,000 with us at the Let You Know podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a certain way in certain situations. I have certain feelings that kind of just take over whenever, just randomly, and I guess I'm not really dealing with them because life is still happening. And sorry, that's not me.
It's not me, Evan.
The fuck is going on?
Somebody doing laundry?
Yeah, my mic is set up correctly now. It's fine.
Okay, I don't hear it anymore. But yeah, even stuff in the past, you know, I'm still traumatized by. I move a certain way, or either I'll never forget it. Like it affected me that much. I'll never forget it, and you know, still dealing with things today because it has to do with other people, and those people are still in my life. So
I can dig that. Because there's some things like I have a pictographic memory. I can remember scenes and images like I'm looking at a photo. So when I talked about earlier about like that dude getting cut in half by a dump truck, I can still see the intestines on the ground. I can still see the legs I can still see that. It's still there. It's not something my heart.
My dad is a pathologist. I've seen babies in jars. I've seen brains. I've seen dead bodies. I've seen all that shit.
That right there is like the perfect segue. because you had seen that stuff at a young age and stuff like that, that you are hardened. Your brain is like, okay, this is the normal.
What it is. I was gonna
that's
say,
exactly what it is. See,
I've seen it.
It's these little breadcrumbs. It's these little breadcrumbs. That's what I'm saying. Like you wouldn't, unless we were having this conversation, you would have never thought about it that way.
Can I say
you know what I mean?
But can I say something about that?
Very good point.
Could I say something about that? That is
yeah.
But let me say this in devil's advocate to his point, right? Because exposure with explanation and understanding of what you're being exposed to, that's not trauma. That's giving awareness. That's not trauma, right? So if I was to teach my child about guns or teach my kid about science and anatomy, and I had the brains and the cats and we dissected the frogs, you understand what I'm saying? But if I didn't explain to my young child what this is, and I just showed them the cruelty, because this baby saying this is a frog or this is this, mom, and if I'm not explaining this, what I'm doing to my child, then my child would probably take that as a wow, sadistic, whatever somebody.
It's a trauma and an immediate resolve is what that is. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a traumatic experience, but it's not traumatic anymore once it was explained to you and you realize that this is a normal thing, or essentially a normal thing.
Right. So I think that it balances it out. You know what I'm saying? When you have understanding of something, you know
right.
what I'm saying?
But everybody gets that. Never everybody gets that opportunity to have the understanding in the situation.
That's why I was saying devil advocate,
right.
Because when you do the exposure with the explanation and the understanding, it's not traumatic. It's just exposure with understanding, and you have self.
Yeah. And to go to Evan's point too, when you're talking about what your dad being a pathologist and everything, like that doesn't bother me. If I'm in a morgue or something and the corpse is not someone I know or something like that, I can look at that. If you want to do a Y incision and look inside their chest, I can deal with that too. It's just the whole I think the thing that kills me the most about it is just my internal view of life and death. Like this person was alive just 2 seconds ago, and now they're in pieces on the road, and it's kind of like their soul is gone. They're not here anymore, because I still struggle with myself.
Basically, you can't basically handle a surprise attack, right? That what you're saying?
I can handle it myself, but my brain hates it. My brain hates surprises. I was talking about this earlier because I was saying I have PTSD, and it said like loud bangs and loud flashes that go off without my control kind of make me cringe up. So yeah, but this also stems, like I said, I've already had mental issues way before this stuff started happening with anxiety, OCD, and things like that. So this kind of aided, these kind of things just kind of put me over the top into paranoia.
But see, then you get people like myself. Like it's an on-off switch for me. Like I know if it comes down to it, and I need to put in work, off switch. Do what you got to do. I'll deal with the subconscious ramifications of my actions later on. Or if something's happening to me, off switch. We deal with it right now, and we will deal with the ramifications of that later down the line. And a lot of times with the way your subconscious works is it works to protect your psyche. It works to protect you as a being, to keep you functioning. So sometimes when these traumatic things happen, it'll shut off and you won't process it till 10, 20, 30 years later. You know what I mean?
No, that's real.
It's not a conscious thing for me. It's just what happens.
No,
right. But that's the thing. But then you have the subconscious part, but then you have the on-off switch part, which is like the same. They're like military people. You know what I'm saying? They flip that switch, they go to work, and then when they come home, they deal with the ramifications of that.
And that's what it was. It was years and years and years of that switch being completely off, and then I turned it back on.
I'm sorry, Pat. What happened? You said you got robbed. Did you?
Me?
Did you get robbed, Pat?
Yeah, I got robbed at gunpoint. I had pistols to my head. They took my last cigarette. I was shitty.
Oh no!
Only
and I apologize for it.
And my stereo and my Buick, but it was the cigarette.
Well, look, as a former, as a former, worker, you know what I'm saying? I would have never taken somebody's last cigarette. I'll leave you your last cigarette. I just took your loot. I'll leave you your last cigarette.
That was the most traumatic thing about it. Like, I got a gun to my head, and he's like, "What do you got? What do you got?" I'm like, "I got a cigarette." He's like, "Give me that cigarette." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Petty.
Yeah, petty shit. I mean, they took
everything. Basically, at that time, to me, at that time when he did that, he was doing that to mess with your psyche.
Exactly. He was trying to keep me off. He was making sure I was off my game.
But I said I was sorry, Norris. I told him I was sorry. Damn.
So you saying it was you?
No,
you fucking criminal.
No, I ain't saying nothing. I want to flip the subject though. I want to change, man. I'm tired of talking about trauma, man. I want to talk about this surveillance state. And I'm gonna flip it to Skeezy.
Yes.
Ski, talk to us about what this is. Explain to a dumb nigga like me, what is the surveillance state?
Okay, yeah. So the surveillance state, and it's a phrase. So it's not like an individual, it's not like individual states, but states are enacting laws to, hold your data and stuff like that. So the surveillance states is where they're like building the data centers, holding our data, holding our calls, our emails, all that kind of stuff. All our financials, anything that you send across the web or the internet or whatever that's not encrypted is being stored and snatched out of the sky, basically. And it ushered in 2001 with the Patriot Act. And once the Patriot Act was written, all they did was add amendments and piggyback on the Patriot Act. So, so it's really relevant now because like when the apps came out, right? Everybody was like, oh, I got the app, and I was real leery to get apps because people didn't read those permissions on those apps, and that's how they got a lot of our data from 2010 to 2020. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because people were signing up for those apps, because
what does that mean? Can I slow you down right there? When you tell us that they got our data, how is that a problem?
Because they have your access to your social security number, your date of birth, your address, your emergency contacts, your financials, meaning your loan holder, your bank, stuff like that they can use as identifying information to get credit cards, to open up accounts, to do stuff like that, to be like identity fraud and theft and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just at a local crumb level, it's at a federal level. Like people are like having businesses and shell accounts and doing Ponzi schemes with people identities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bernie Madoff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had the biggest one, been around for 60 years doing it. Okay.
And the coolest last name to go with that, Madoff, and he Madoff.
Yeah, but crazy. Madoff wasn't stealing identities so much.
No. I wasn't saying that he was. I'm just saying that it's the level of just fraud and just just the whole access to information of people's data. However you manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? That's that tier. But just collected our data. People didn't understand, like when they was getting the apps, right? It said it takes over your cell phone, it takes over your hardware, it takes over your microphone, it takes over your camera, it takes over your contacts, it takes over your software of your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people was just so ready to have convenience that they gave up their privacy. They gave up all their, protections because it's a whole 9 to 17 page little agreement thing, right? That you have. When you get the app, people just hit the little clicky, I agree, but it's like 17 pages. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the app to tell you like the permissions of the blah, 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 the F1C10, blah, 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 the boo, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's reading that. You know what I'm saying?
What I would say the challenge there is so.
Yeah, okay. I'm with Ev on this at this point. It's like everybody's got their data taken 10 times over at this point if you're worried about that.
I mean, but it's just not data. That's just the build up, right?
Right.
So they build patterns. They watch you basically. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the thing about Edward Snowden. That's why he is in Russia right now on exile, because he exposed America about wiring embassies and other American entities and foreign entities, right? With spyware.
I'll expand on the Snowden thing real quick. The program that he leaked was Pegasus. So what Pegasus was a database, a searchable database where you can have a partial phone number, a name, a key phrase. You can type in, Donald Trump, assassination, whatever, and it'll bring you any email, text message, electronic communication, web post from anywhere, and it instantly. Searching the entire internet, every database, everything went through these programs, and it was all searchable. And that's why Snowden was like, "Look, we can't fucking do this. This is warrantless. This is absolutely unconstitutional."
Yep.
And he whistle blew about it. Go ahead, Ski.
So with that being said, he was just basically saying that it was moving towards the Orwellian state. In my eyes, this is from what my gatherings is, right?
And does everybody know what the Orwellian state means?
Big Brother.
I figured the eye in the sky.
Do you know George Orwell?
George Orwell.
1984.
And one of his favorite books is Animal Farm. That's
Animal
also
Farm,
one of his best reads.
If you read 1984, it'll explain to you what's going on now. He wrote that back in I think the 40s.
1946 to be exact.
Yep. So it's a detailed dystopian novel about what happens when the government takes over modern life with surveillance and things like that. One of the big things you can see right now, if you look at China and what they call their social credit score, they use their cameras right now to track all of their citizens. If their citizens jaywalk, if they pick up a magazine that the CCP doesn't want them to read, they're going to mark them down on this basically this database where if you do too many things that the CCP deems are bad or wrong for the country, you lose abilities to do things. You lose money out of your account. You lose your ability to walk to the grocery store because the cops are going to arrest you. Yeah, you can't take trains. So the more and more that you go against the government, the more and more rights you lose. And that's what I fear is happening in America with the Flickr cam system, all the surveillance cams. They're starting to build databases on the people and how they work. Like I was seeing something on the news yesterday that these cameras were watching and taking note of cars that were called near misses. So if somebody's walking across the street and then that car that was turning into that street got too close to that pedestrian, whether or not they were even close to hitting them, they call them near misses. And now you're cataloged in a database that may say that you're a reckless driver. So
they just passed a bill yesterday or today, one of the two, where they can shut down your car, and remotely based on your driving. And they're supposed to have this in place in the next 5 years for a lot of these newer cars where they have remote shutoffs.
Because I'm pretty sure they won't do an older car like that. They can't.
No, if you've got something that's if you got something, and that's where cash for clunkers came into play, because they want everybody to have these newer cars that they can shut down remotely, fuck with the computers remotely,
So cars run off a system called ODB. It's an onboard diagnostics center. They've had 1, 2, and 3. We're currently in 2. They're trying to install.
Did you say ODB?
ODB.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, dirty.
ODB 3 is when they have Wi-Fi in the car. If you have Wi-Fi, they can shut it off. So if you have an older model car that doesn't have ODB 3, you're actually safe from this.
Okay, but listen, y'all. So I just wanted to give y'all a little basics, right? So we have the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, right, from 1978, right? People don't know is it moved from the local courts, right, to the federal court. So transparency is, it used to be at the lower level to the federal level, right? But they took it out of access to the lower levels, right? So now it's all federal. So transparency has moved to zero with that. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, like, when you have rules and about like just how we are monitored, or just how we interact with people, what we do and all like that, y'all don't really know what we got going on. So you guys are on the outside looking in, and you're making judgment, and you're putting us on lists. You're you know what I'm saying? You're trying to, predict or say what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I'm already on plenty of watch lists because I'm a right-wing extremist. So they 1000% already know who the fuck I am.
Well, remember
to touch on the FISA Act. The way you end up with a FISA warrant is either taking or receiving or sending money out of the country, or if you're accepting money from a foreign government, or if you have a lot of contact with foreign government, foreign nationals, stuff like that. That's how you end up with a FISA warrant. But I find it interesting that the AIPAC, the American, peacetime with Israel, whatever the fuck, they sponsor a lot of our politicians. Nobody that takes money from AIPAC has to file under FISA. And I think that's very odd that you have a foreign government paying for our politicians, and none of them that take that money have to file under FISA.
I said the same thing. People be like, "You tripping?" I'm like, that's a foreign entity, so they
it's a foreign government.
Yes, and they have so much rain here, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they pick and choose who got to do that. They pick and choose who got to, adhere to those laws.
Who can do that? Not who got it, but who can.
Right. So, y'all, but the turning point to all of this was the Patriot Act, because once that Patriot Act got on that paper, baby, everything was free game. It was no more privacy. Privacy was out the window.
Well, that's why they called it the Patriot Act, because if you don't agree with it, you're not a patriot.
And that's what I'm saying. And I people was like, "Oh, you're not patriotic." I am. People like, "Oh, Ski, why do you care about privacy?" Because it's my privacy. It's me. It's what I'm doing. It's not for everybody to know. It's my privacy. Like, it's my home. Like, you don't need to know what I'm doing. You don't need to collect shit. You don't need to have no.
Well, they say that if we're not doing anything wrong, we got nothing to worry about. But at the same time, if that's the case, then why can't the Pentagon pass a budget audit? They've never passed an audit, and the 8 times they've been fucking audited. And prior to 2001, on 9/10/2001, they came out that there was over $20 trillion missing from the budget.
Missing.
Where the fuck did it all go?
Well, it went up in smoke.
I'm gonna tell you where it went.
Pentagon.
And
the Jews.
You know it went in half of their pockets, and then I'm inclined to believe that a lot of it went to NASA.
That's a possibility because they
The
are
unacknowledged
there is
special
black-
access programs. Absolutely,
black
it went to the
budget
black
for NASA.
budget.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
I mean,
we'll
if you
never
want to
know.
get into that, there's an entire shadow government that's funded by the shit. You know, that's where you lose $20 trillion fucking dollars.
Yeah, to me, I think NASA have been overcharging the government for a long ass time. Overcharging. How can a private company come in? Y'all only give them so much. You give them what, 32 billion or whatever, but NASA gets more than that. Just standing there.
NASA.
But that's the beauty of it. It's a secret
And we going
space
to the
program.
moon. And we going back to the moon soon.
Yeah,
by
fuck the
way.
moon. Fuck
Yeah,
the
I
moon.
mean, but the thing is going to the moon. Okay, we know it's gonna cost.
Yep.
Okay, that's a given. But you got 5 different independent companies that come in, do the same shit that NASA does, do it better than NASA, but they charge less. You tell me that.
Are you talking about like
I don't
Virgin
understand
and-
it.
Yeah,
And
Virgin.
Elon
He
Musk.
had the 3 rocket little thing, little capsule that went to the moon and all that. He was charging $750,000 to go, and everybody had a ticket. Y'all remember that? He was taking motherfuckers to the moon. And
Yeah,
shit,
but they
huh?
never went.
Yeah, I was
Virgin
about to- I don't think
Galactic
they
is
ever
like
went.
the Virgin Galactic is like the garbage of the space agencies. The only one that's really
He'll
doing
take
anything is
them
Tesla.
He'll take them just outside of the surface of the Earth and then bring them back. That's it.
Yeah, they go into low Earth orbit, and that's as far as they can
going
go.
into space.
I mean,
He's not going.
okay, he might not be going into space, but goddamn, he got some aircraft that's getting him close to that motherfucker. He getting outside the realm of Earth. I'm just saying.
Meanwhile, we've got SpaceX
you
that's launching that saved those astronauts that were stranded on the space station. SpaceX was the only one that was able to go pick them up.
Yeah, so a private company is doing
And
better
but
than
they
trillions.
still didn't charge him a whole lot of money to do that.
No. But see,
Look,
Elon's
y'all,
already got
okay,
money.
Okay, so listen, this is the thing, right? So moving on, right? Going to like where we are present day, right? So, after, Snowden exposed, the program and everything like that, everybody kind of became aware, a little bit. People was like, okay, they monitor my emails, they store my data, right? So my theories for me in all the data holding is to feed it to AI, because there's no other reason for you to hold all our pictures, our data, our audio, our visual, what I'm saying, all our content. There's no reason for you to hold that. Like, this is just like me holding my daughter picture that she colored when she was 8, or the shit she wrote when she wrote on the little brown paper. You know what I'm saying? These are my memories. This is me. You know what I'm saying? So what would you need to hold that for outside of like monitoring, but else to feed AI? Because that's the only way that you can really get AI to, like, y'all can build it and all, but you still got to have the humanisticness of things. So you guys are really feeding our data. That's just my thing. But anyway.
Well, the CIA had a patent for like a light. I don't remember the exact name of it off the top of my Pat. You might remember, but it's like a life tracker or whatever the fuck. And then shortly after that, a couple years later, it became Facebook, and they used an identical code as the CIA program had. So we already know that Zuckerberg didn't make it. We already know that they use social media to monitor us willingly. We're willingly putting our whole lives on social media, even doing podcasts and shit. Like, we're putting our own views out there, and we're feeding it. We're feeding the machine. We're feeding the information. We're feeding the AI, and we're doing it willingly. And I don't see that ever coming to an end. But where these data centers are coming in, you also have to realize that with the Flock system, it's more than just a license plate reader. What it does is it captures 30 seconds of video. Yeah, it captures 30 seconds of video, and it holds the data from your license plate, from you coming and you going past the cameras, because they usually have them set up in 2s. Because I got them here where I live, and it holds that data for 30 days, right? Yep. So they can type in a color, a make, a model, maybe a year, a partial of a license plate or whatever, the most vague information possible. They can type that shit in and just cycle through it until they find who they're looking for, right? Now, the problem with the Flock system is that it's also being used privately. I work for a Fortune 50 company, and our security manager, has access to the Flock system cameras that are on our property. And if a low-level security officer for our building has access to that, who the fuck else has access to our data? who the fuck else has access to track whoever they're looking for or to analyze habits of certain people?
You already know the answer to that. CIA, FBI, all those official
the alphabets.
Alphabet. Fuck them.
They all got that.
Yeah, that's the problem. And people weren't waking up to this. They weren't noticing. They didn't take it seriously. And like I like to say, my data's out there anyway, so I don't care anymore. It's kind of like that. Like I've been on Facebook so long. I've been doing podcasts. I've been doing this, that, and the other. If they're missing some data on me, that's their fault at this point. But it just doesn't bother me. Like because the things I'm not going to do, I'm not going to put Alexa in my home. I'm not going to put a Google fucking Ring doorbell. I'm not going to put cameras in my phone home. Like,
none of that.
People that are doing that are setting themselves up for being monitored.
The only camera I will have is the one to the Ring, the doorbell. That's it.
Yeah, see, I don't even want that.
Camera I got.
I'll look through the window. I don't care. I don't want any cameras in my home taking either outside, inside. That's just giving.
Do you own a laptop?
Of course I do, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about every portion of my house, my living room, my hallways, all this.
But you do know that they can still surveillance you through your.
Yes, but I'm not going to help them. What I'm saying is I'm not going to help them.
Yeah, basically. So let me tell you some ways not to help them, right, y'all? So we can reduce the voluntary surveillance by limit, app applications. You know what I'm saying? Limit the permissions. Like actually read the shit. You know what I'm saying? And hit no and see if you can do it. Because some apps let you hit no and still let you download it. Some make you hit yes. You have to. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. Disable content.
You're talking to Americans, baby.
I'm just saying.
Baby.
I'm just saying. Okay. Then it says, you can disable constant location. Like I hate when I be on something, ordering food and shit, or just on some app, right, doing something. It say, Macy's want your location. Fuck Macy's, bitch. I'm online. I'm not outside, nigga. This ain't no motherfucking pull up. I'm not outside trying to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can.
She brings a great point. Always disable the location.
Yeah, like always.
Anything. You need to use GPS and turn it on.
It's like so.
We're just trying to help.
Exactly. You can do that.
Why are you guys so? We're just trying to help you find the closest location near you. That's all.
No, you're not. Listen here. I am online ordering a purse. Okay, I have it in my cart. I'm going to go to continue to pay. Right? I don't need you popping up. Macy's wants to share your location.
Yes, but
I'm on the app.
No, I never share my location with.
No, but at the same time, when you order that purse, you have to put in your.
No, it's already there. I log into my account. That's what I'm saying. I have an account, so I'm logging in. I'm logging in as I shop, just so that meter. So it's already the stored card. It's the stored it's the address. It's the billing address in there. I don't need y'all. Y'all got the location. Y'all don't need me to put that motherfucker.
But that's what I'm saying, Ski. If you're super worried about that kind of stuff. Probably shouldn't have your credit card stored. You should probably do it.
AP.
What's cracking? What's cracking?
I'm gonna take it even further. Hey, Ski, what kind of phone do you have?
iPhone.
You're being tracked more than we are.
Yep.
Okay, but listen, but see what I'm telling y'all, I do already because I know I have the iPhone, so I don't update my phone. Like I update my phone when my shit goes slow. Like people,
it doesn't matter. It's still an iPhone.
No. Hold on. I'm saying.
Don't those iPhones automatically update themselves?
No,
they do.
No,
eventually.
you can.
They don't even have. You can't even take the battery out. These motherfuckers.
No. But I mean, Apple comes with surveillance. It's just part of the. You can have an iPhone from 5 years ago. It's still going to do the same thing.
Listen, all I'm saying is encrypted messages. I'm just saying read the permissions. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is like.
Okay, but the CIA has backdoors to all of that. That's the thing with 90% of these encrypted shits, they already have backdoors in them.
We know that y'all missing the point of what I'm trying to say to people, right? Y'all, you're missing the point. I'm not saying we don't have these back doors and it's not that. All I'm saying is don't give them no more help, okay? They got the back door. You got all that. I'm saying just don't give them no more play. Let them do their work. Let them do their work. That's what I'm saying. Let them do their work because now they can get on the internet and see your mama, your grandma, your auntie, the last food you just had. I'm just saying, like, we got to stop giving them extra ammo. Like, quick, stop. Like, for me, I deleted my Instagram. You know what I mean? I deleted my, my Instagram. And I kept my Facebook because it's just my family, but I don't even really be on it, shit like that. But the Instagram was gone.
Don't you feel like it's too late, though? I mean,
fuck that. Fuck the government.
Why delete your Instagram and keep a Facebook?
I'm not, listen, what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying to you guys. All I'm saying is the way that I'm choosing to use it on my Facebook is how I'm using it, right? All I'm saying is once I got to, feeling like, damn, Ski, you really been on this shit because I know better. I know better. They got all the identifying marks. They got everything. I know better. So what I'm saying, I finally said, listen, if y'all got them, y'all got them. Whatever you got, you got. All I'm saying is like, I'm going to not give you no more. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to, give you anything else. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, see, I'm on the opposite spectrum. I'm going to keep giving them information. I'm going to keep telling them to go fuck themselves. My personal FBI agent, I have specific messages and status and memes for his ass.
Yep.
You
At this point, what Chess
fuck the government.
What Chess said a minute ago was really important. She says, "Is it already too late?"
I don't think
it is
so.
in fact too late. It's not too late.
It's way too late.
Stuff like in your home and things like that. But as far as your information being out there in the public sphere, it's gone.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of us have had a digital footprint since
for 20 years.
Well, actually, before Facebook, starting with
MySpace,
and Black Planet.
Black Planet. Shout out to Black Planet. Shout out to Black
I used to be, I'll say this, I used to be really wary of location, and I never wanted an iPhone and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, who am I? Who am I? I don't have anything anybody wants. I don't have
kilos in the basement.
I don't have cocaine. Like, I'm not doing anything. So they're not, if they take a pic, they might, but who am I that they're going to take time out of their day to really, the surveillance is happening, but to really take time to look into why.
I mean, Breonna Taylor did nothing wrong and she still ended up dead.
I use a lot of these features and apps to deal with my kids and my family and do a lot of things that are really convenient for me. And I don't know, I just,
so all your information and stuff is on there because of that.
Yes.
Well, and all of our information's out there. That's why I side with Sly Fox on this. Like, if my information's already out there, if they're worried about me, come do something about it. I'm going to keep talking shit.
Well, I didn't want to talk about this topic to be as if, to be as a worry or to be as if like, none of that. I'm just saying people don't. All I'm saying is like, when you know better, you do better, right? So even though
I'm still waiting for the FBI to show up and question me about some of the things I say. So I mean, to be honest, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. I agree with the First Amendment exists for a fucking reason, and they can suck my nuts.
And all I'm saying, I mean, that's cool.
But I get it. Like, don't give them no more. Like, going forward,
that's all I'm saying. And then, until it's chestnut.
Well, by now you got what you want on there. You don't need to put any more. You got what you wanted as far as your family and stuff. You got what you want to put on there. You don't need to put any more.
Yeah, if you really needed to, you could drop out of Facebook, get phone numbers, and talk to people on a normal basis again. Like, it's not that hard. But we all use Facebook.
You still can get mobile phones.
Yeah. You can still get flip phones if you wanted to. No tracking, just numbers. You can do all that shit. But nobody wants to do that.
I was just
they all for convenience.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, it's convenience. So I mean, I was just trying to bring, just because everything's going on, and then I really didn't want to, really touch on the social credit system yet, because we, our little dollar and everything's going on. So it's like it goes like hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually.
So I just kind of wanted people to have some knowledge so you can do some research, go look into it. You know what I mean? Go see what's up. Like, find your median in there. Like, don't let it come up and you don't even know what it is. Like, understand the foundation of what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
and when you come to the conclusion of fuck the government, come find me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you when you're right, and some things will be said, some won't. This is, like you said, this is the thing. But I just want people to be prepared and have understanding so they can make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have understanding of some shit. And it's tough times and it's difficult times and shit's happen rapidly. You know what I'm saying? So I would just want people to kind of like, just have some objective about things.
It's all going to be fucked in a couple of years anyways.
2028, Trump, third term.
Let's talk about that's not happening. That's not gonna happen.
EK's not here. I don't know where you want. I don't know if he got.
He said his phone overheated.
Okay, I thought maybe he just got into some trauma feelings or something. But
he
had a topic that he wanted to talk about, where we talk about who did he think will be the most influential in the 2026 in this new year that we're here for. And so nobody knows, of course, because we just got here. No. But let's throw some shots out. Who y'all think is going to have the most, influence on this country in 2026?
Hold on.
Yeah, wait. I'm gonna start with the new guy. Let's start with No. Let's go.
Well, I'm like a a nerd, so to speak. Yeah, I got a little nerdiness in me. So I'm gonna say Elon Musk.
I knew your ass was gonna say Elon Musk.
Yeah, you knew that. You knew that because I watch him all the time. But you got to think, what is it, or what is everything gravitating to right now? Is that, you know what I'm saying? Is trying to get to the moon.
Tesla,
all that robots and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna have to say Trump. You know, I'm gonna have to say Trump.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him. It's like there's some people that are already so out in front right now as far as the public eye. It's going to take someone that's really wild or something like that to kind of beat him in that aspect. Because I like to say, nobody knows who this is probably except for Sly, but a guy named Andrew Wilson. He's a.
Why you always say shit like that? No, nobody know, but Sly Fox.
Do you know who Andrew Wilson is?
I do, and there's other educated people on this pod. But go ahead.
I'm mad about that. I just assumed.
I'm not mad about it, nigga. You always do it.
Those niggers don't know anything. Those niggers don't know
I wouldn't expect. Shut up. I wouldn't expect the podcast to know who a white conservative debater is.
Only whites and Latinos know who Andrew Wilson is.
Anyway,
I don't even know who Andrew Wilson is. That's the funny part.
Anyway, he's a Christ bro.
You're not wrong. I don't either.
He's a Christ bro debater, but he's big on the Christian nationalism aspect, and I feel.
Yeah, I'm not a Christian nationalist. I'm a heathen.
I know that. I feel like Christian nationalism is kind of going up and up and up and up and up. So I figure a figurehead like him, and honestly, and I hate to say it, Nick Fuentes, he's still gaining.
God, no.
That piece of shit is still gaining traction.
The only reason he's gaining traction is because they want to divide the nation further. He's nothing more than just a fucking puppet. The person that's really going to make a difference is Thomas Macy from Kentucky. Every time they come up with these bullshit bills, he's the one that shoots them the fuck down. It's like, oh, you know what? That's a bullshit amendment. Delete that amendment, and then you can pass it.
Yeah,
consistently, Thomas Macy is the only one, bro.
I'm gonna have to catch up with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas Macy's the one to fucking follow, bro. He's the only motherfucker in government that's literally holding them to what they should be, which is for us, the people.
Yep, right. I agree.
So it sounds like you're saying politicians are the most influential people in the country.
I mean, nowadays, since
they will be
2001 with the 24-hour news network.
What you say, Chaz?
I just feel like whoever has control over the stock market, and I mean, the other day I'm at work and Trump did this, woo woo, bam, stock market down 700 points. Like that's control of the money, securities, all of that. I think that's who's the most influential.
So I play the market, and that's what he does. So what I've noticed from last spring when he had those tariffs against China, all of the Chinese logistics dropped to basically nothing. I bought in. I spent $50 and I made a good fucking amount of money when they figured out the tariffs thing, and then we can take Chinese shit again. All of it went back up.
Did you get in on the Greenland one?
I didn't get in on the Greenland one because I'm fucking broke right now. I'm kind of pissed about it. But same thing with the Venezuela thing. Like all of these things, if you pay attention to the politics and what's going on, and you correlate that to the market, you can make money easy fucking peasy. You can turn $50 into $200.
Let's start a group chat, Sly.
And Jasmine Crockett. That's it.
Can't stand her.
When you're broke, I come in. When I'm broke, you come in.
I like
Jasmine Crockett. Oh my god.
I love her.
Okay, I like her.
All right, let me ask you what you like about her, and I'll
like
counter
her, it. And this is just about her. Like, I love that she speaks her mind. She doesn't try to be someone that she isn't, and a lot of times she's just speaking facts. Most of the time, I ain't gonna say all the time. But
how much of that Ebonics is fake though? Because I watched the whole 45-minute documentary about where she's actually from and the private school she's went to, and she comes from money and all these things, and like her personality and where she came from. It does affect the way she speaks because she goes and code switches, and it's kind of funny to me how she can go. We do, but at the same time, hers isn't earned. She came from money. So how are you going to pander to the black audience by talking that way when you haven't earned it?
On TikTok, and they try to rip my ass to shreds.
My reference wasn't even to Ebonics. I just mean speaking her mind, just period.
But that's just it. She's not following any decorum. She's just talking shit.
I like the fact that she don't follow no decorum. I will say that. But I said that kind of on TikTok about her pandering to black people because I know her background, and she's also a thief. She steals.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a thief.
You know what I'm saying? So like, listen here, sis. I like her because I'm aspiring to be like her, the lawyer thing, the whole Congress, you know, all that. You know, I'm going to try to be federal judge, so I get it. But I just like her to just maybe she has some black friends, and that maybe where she get that from, and you know, just when she gets kind of a little tea.
Wait,
you know
so knowing she's
I
a
mean,
thief,
but you can
still
still
like
be proper and still have the same type of effect.
No,
like,
But if you're not following decorum and you're in this position of power and you have an expected professionalism to deal with, because how many times did she get into arguments with Marjorie Taylor Greene?
From our president, he don't act like a.
I'm not a Trump supporter, so I'm anti-government. So
regardless, though, she has a point.
We all have certain expectations
right.
of how we expect certain people to act. I work in the field that I work in, and I don't speak like everyone else that sits in my area. I speak how I'm still professional, but you can tell that I am what I am without even seeing me. They know what I am when I speak to my clients.
And that's not a problem. But when you're cursing out another senator, like when she gets into it, Marjorie Taylor Greene, how professional is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and Marjorie Taylor Greene's a piece of shit. She was drunk too. They were both talking shit. And it's again, it's about decorum and professionalism in the workplace. I mean, you're a fucking senator, bro.
I just want Jasmine just to like play that game. That's what I be mad about. Like, I just want her to, you know, play the game. You know, she got it. She's there. She's doing it. You know, she read they ass they rights. One thing I do like about her, baby, she gonna get that info on your ass. She gonna read you down. She gonna get you.
But she doesn't do anything for her constituents, though. She doesn't help her own people.
So what I'm saying is, like, I just want Jasmine Crockett to just play the game and have the decorum and shit like that, but still have that assertiveness and still say what she want to say, but say within a way, you know, so that you're using the legalese that you know that you went to school to get. So talking that language when you're on the floor like that, you know, let them, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she can't have her ad libs and have her little, you know, moments and shit like that, but let's still keep it in that perspective, you know what I'm saying? Because this is where you got to, you know what I mean? Like, you're showing girls and women and whoever, you know, this profession. So let's just still show it to them how it's done, because that's the honor of doing that. That's the honor of being up there. You know
what did she steal exactly? What did she steal? How do you know she's a thief?
Benefits. She money. Somebody, her family that died 20 years was still getting their Social Security benefit.
Yeah, she was checked on.
Nigger shit. Okay.
And I wanted to bring up a point too, real quick, with what Sly was talking earlier about the code switching. You see this pattern in the Democratic Party now with their leaders. You have it from Jasmine Crockett. You got it from Kamala Harris all through her fucking campaign trail. Hillary Clinton did it when she went down to the fucking South. She started speaking like she was from the hood. So there's a pattern here that we have to realize that these people are doing things to pander. So
yeah, I don't like what Kamala at all didn't support it, not one bit. I didn't know about Hillary. I don't like that.
They're all pandering.
Just be yourself. You don't even have to do all that. If we fuck with you, we fuck with you.
That's like the only thing. That's like the only thing good with Trump, though, is like he's the same no matter what environment you put him in. You know he's gonna say some wild shit. He's pandering. Don't get me wrong, he is, but he's the same in every environment.
Hey, yeah, but he definitely panders though, because these white nationalists.
They all do it. When you're trying to get somebody to vote for you, you're going to pander to them. That's just when you want somebody to, be on your team. You're going to pander to them.
But see, the only thing that I'm going to say about it though is Trump isn't a factor anymore. This is his last fucking term, and he can't run again. He's already going to be 80-something years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where we should be looking at is the Jasmine Crockett's. We should be looking at the Thomas Macy's. We should be looking at who's, the J.B. Pritzkers from my state, you know what I'm saying, the AOCs. These are the people we should be looking at that are going to be running in 2028.
Let me ask y'all a question. Who do y'all think will probably be your next president?
J.D. Vance.
Can I say mine? Can I go first? Can I go first?
Go ahead, Endolo.
I think it's going to roll into J.D. Vance.
I hope not.
Well, I mean, what other option do you have right now? The Democrats
give me some more options.
Not JD Vance. Don't go there.
No, but I mean, let's say your option is JD Vance or Gavin Newsom.
I say Gavin over JD Vance.
Ooh, that's hard. That's
JD
hard.
I take Newsom. Over JD Vance because he's just an extension of Trump. No, fuck no.
Yeah, but Newsom is just
he's
Trump
in
from California.
the hands of Israel too. No, fuck no.
I mean, Biden was Obama's third term, so I mean, let's get real here.
Yeah, it's all mixed up.
No, I would not take JD Vance. No, hell no. No.
I'll take JD Vance.
Yeah, I'll take him over any JD Pritzker or Gavin.
Okay, let's say let's say JD and the other one is not an option, then who would be? Who you think would
Thomas
I
Mason.
would like to see Stacey Abrams, but she's too motherfucking real for she don't play the game. Stacey Abrams.
Woman?
Yes.
The president? A woman?
Yes.
I mean, it would be nice to have a woman and see how things roll.
We
see how things roll.
Let's at least give her a try. We didn't have these dusty ass men in office. They ain't doing shit but causing conflict. Let a woman get in there, baby. Got the power of the P and the P. God damn it. Let us
put the right woman up there. If you keep
that's what I'm saying.
Can Michelle run?
She ain't gave me no pussy.
Michelle can go the fuck home.
Michelle's a man.
And I don't think Obama
what about Hillary?
Hell no.
No, she can't. She can't because her and Bill Clinton are being held in contempt right now.
Yeah, they're in contempt, right? Yep.
They're being held in contempt right now because they refuse to show up to their deposition on the Epstein shit.
Yep.
Not to mention she's hideous.
Well, the only female president that there could have been was in the 2016 election where you had 2020 when you had Jo Jorgensen for the Libertarian Party. She got enough votes in the primary to be at the debate. Now, you remember the debate between Trump and Biden, right? It was just two old men talking shit to each other. They kept pushing it, and Jo Jorgensen should have been allowed there, but they're like, oh, you know what? No, we're only going to have these two here because they didn't want America to have a third choice. Well, now, if you would have had Jo Jorgensen of the Libertarian Party there, speaking the truth, speaking her plan, talking about what she's supposed to do, going to do for America, while you're watching two idiots yell at each other, we would have had a very different turnout.
Well, the same thing goes back to Ron Paul. If they would have let Ron Paul actually be in the discussion back in the day, he would have done something for this country.
Ron Paul's a fucking god.
I think the best president for this country is right here on this bag.
Delicious fucking
yes. Shaq 2028.
Bring that shit up, man.
I mean, to be fair, the president is no more than a mouthpiece to get mad at anyway. So why not put Shaq up there?
I think we're trying to understand.
I think anybody can run to be the president because, like what you said, they only a puppet.
Yes, and Trump changed the game, y'all. I think the politician game is dead now. I think America prefers somebody that's not a politician. I think that's what we should go for now.
Yes.
Celebrity.
Absolutely.
I just say Shaq because his name is so big. And who doesn't love Shaq? I mean,
yeah, he's a good dude. Like he is a lot of.
as far as we know, we don't know that. We don't know.
You know, Shaq ain't gonna want to get into all that bull crap.
Not only Shaq doesn't care or know. Like they'd have to hire people to be around Shaq to make sure that he did the job right. Because there's no way that Shaq knows.
That's all of them, though. But that's all of them.
Yeah.
Hold on,
I mean, that's what fucked Trump on his first presidency was the cabinet that he was given, thinking he picked the right people. They fucked him.
Yeah, all of them were gone within like 2 years.
Or in jail.
Or in jail. That's a good yes. We'll move on.
They had dollar at Speedway, Evan. Chill.
You want to move on to the IU football?
Trump ain't got no candy.
Trump ain't got no candy.
He got some tennis shoes though. That was fucking $200, $300.
Oh, the red one?
Oh, you know what? Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
He's also got a birthday card that he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein.
Donald
so,
Trump
I mean, come on.
Donald Trump got a candy bar.
They ain't better than me.
It's not gonna sell. It's not gonna sell that good. No. It'll probably sell for about 2 or 3 years, and then that's it.
Hey man, who don't love Shaq, my nigga? Who don't love Shaq, my nigga? Straight up. China loves Shaq. We don't have no more problems with China.
All right. Okay. How many times we gonna say something about Shaq?
Well, Dennis Rodman.
Who's your most influential of 2026? Everybody else, you was going.
It's your topic.
Most influential, EK. Who you got?
Tiana Taylor, man. Did y'all bring her up, Tiana Taylor?
I did. I brought her up.
Who told you to bring her up, man?
That's my girl.
That's my wife.
Yeah, I think she's been doing her thing.
If y'all haven't seen Rip, make sure you watch it.
I seen Rip. I just watched it the other night.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get it.
I didn't see it.
I enjoyed the plot twist.
I never heard of it.
What was it on Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I might have to check it out then.
I think she was horrible in One Battle After Another. That movie sucked.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
Hold on, Steve. Go ahead, say what you said.
One Battle After Another sucked. It was a horrible fucking movie.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
Straight trash.
Bad
Oh,
reviews.
Straight trash.
Don't say
I'm
that.
still check it out. I'm
Don't
still check
say
it out
that.
because
I
y'all
gotta watch
say.
So
it.
let me. I'll give you why. I'll give you like a quick 2 cents why it's trash. In the first 20 fucking minutes, you've got they go through all this shit, whatever, and then she's 9 months fucking pregnant, hip firing a 308 fucking belt fed machine gun, 9 months pregnant. That baby's dead, bro. Sorry, garbage. It's literally just a liberal fantasy. The whole fucking movie.
It was a
The whole fucking
That
movie.
baby came out to be
I
Arnold
have to watch
Schwarzenegger.
it, so I'm not listening to you guys.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. That movie was wild. I don't
Movie
think it's the worst
sucked.
movie I ever seen. I don't know if it's the worst.
But I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out because
right.
I don't know nothing about it.
It's Tiana Taylor. What's the white boy that what's the big
Leo
From Django.
DiCaprio in it.
Yeah,
that white dude.
Yeah,
he plays a good movie.
right.
He plays good movies.
We'll say Django. I was gonna
Wolf
say
of Wall
Top 10
Street
next.
was amazing.
Well, that's one of my favorite movies.
Mine too. Mine too.
What is it?
Wolf of
Wolf of
Wall
Wall
Street.
Street.
Wall Street.
Wolf?
Really good movie. Wolf.
Okay.
It
I'm
shows
a-
about the stock market crash and how people abuse the stock market and things like that. It's a specific story
Mm-hmm.
about this guy named Jordan Belfort.
When Quaaludes was popping.
So,
Check.
say what we learned. Calling on God, it get dangerous. Calling on God, it get dangerous, nigga God.
Calling on God, it get dangerous.
Yeah, like that.
Calling on God.
So you gotta do your inflections with how you say it. Inflections like God, 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 God. Like, and think about God, like the way you would say God.
Calling on God, it get dangerous.
Kanye got Northwest in the studio.
I
That's
told
his
her
daughter.
Play it.
her album, her mix
Play it
is
again.
nice.
Got her in there sampling, y'all. What'd you say? You made a beat with Lil Wayne's son or something like that, right?
Yeah, she made a beat with Lil Wayne's son, and yeah.
Let's think about that. Let's
She
think about
sampled that
that.
Sosa, and she sampled that Chief
I
Keef.
love it.
Me too. I'm for it. All for it.
It's in the studio. They in the studio. Woo.
Hey, how y'all keep those commercials from coming on here?
What do you mean?
We can't
I
tell
don't
you
know, I
our
had
secrets,
some
dog.
commercials.
We can't tell you the secrets.
That video.
So
was something
I
we
didn't want to listen to whatever they was talking about. They was playing music and stuff. I didn't want to hear that.
Oh no, we loaded that video up.
That wasn't a commercial. That was Kanye West's daughter, and Kanye
Yeah.
West, he's taking her to the studio showing she's making beats now. She made a beat for Lil Wayne's son. Everybody's liking her beats. Everybody's saying she that hot shit right now. Northwest.
I mean, she's got that blood in her.
She looked like it too. The way she.
Well,
looked.
y'all got to remember. I'm old school, so I don't even care about what she's doing.
Oh,
Mm.
let's jump into it then. I heard Chris Brown and Offset got some beef. Who you listen to them? Or are they too young too?
I don't really listen to music.
He don't listen to music. He old school.
If I listen to any music, I'm a bring back the old school music. I'm not.
What's old school? What's old school to you? Let's see what old school is to you though, because everybody got a different
We go
concept of
Temptation,
what old
Al
school is.
Green. You know, we go way back and stuff like that. I mean, I can listen to LeVert. I can listen to Michael Jackson. You know, Prince.
Shit.
You know,
Shit.
I don't.
I thought you was at least gonna go to Kumo D. I thought you was at least gonna go to Kumo D. God damn, nigga, you said fuck hip hop.
Kumo D is cool, but you know they still ain't using real instruments.
Oh, okay.
They using records.
Okay.
You know, he was really
You
I like the real
You
instruments. I like to
Beethoven.
hear the
You like
music.
Beethoven, and
I'll play some Beethoven.
yeah, okay,
I'll play
like
it.
the real-
I play Beethoven on my when I had my my electric piano. I played it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I said, I got a little nerdiness in me. I do those things.
I ain't mad at that.
But the reason why I said I like groups with real instruments, because I like to hear those percussions. I like to hear those strings and stuff like that. You know, I
To
don't.
hell with lyrics. You don't care about lyrics.
No, I really don't care about the lyrics. I really don't.
That's
Just let me hear the
fine.
music, beat to the music. It's some songs that I will listen to. You know, probably like the late 90s, early 2000s I listened to. I ain't gotta hear the lyrics. I just listen to the beat. You know what I'm saying? And the lyrics come later in my head.
Okay, no worries.
I'm with you on that.
Next topic.
What?
Why do women prefer advice from gay men over straight men? What is that about?
You said the women prefer advice. You didn't have too much tequila. It says the women prefer advice from gay men over straight men.
Okay, yeah. What did I say?
Not that.
Okay.
You said why do women prefer?
Okay. So yeah, it's a question.
It says, do women prefer it?
Yes. Do women prefer advice from gay women over straight men?
Who said that? I mean,
we got two ladies on here.
Where did we get this from?
That's what I'm saying. Who thinks that? Because that's a man. You ain't no girl. Nigga, you a nigga. You ain't no man. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but even if you are living in a flamboyant life and stuff, that's cool and everything, but you're not a woman. Nigga, you're a man still. You just trying to be, no.
I have a perspective on both ends.
I mean,
I have a perspective of why some women feel like they could take advice from a gay man over a straight man, but
I can see maybe because he fuck with niggas too and they got a commonality, but me just taking.
You know what, Ski? Most gay guys,
like she said, he getting both sides. That was exactly what I was.
I mean, that could be it, but I feel I came across a couple of guys that's I mean, really, really feminine gay, but they don't fuck with. You know, they just do what they feel like the women do. You know, they don't do all that sexual stuff with men and stuff. They just do what women do.
I mean, they sure hang out around gay men a lot.
Yeah.
What do most gay men act like? They act like black women.
No,
exactly. They want to dress like them. They want to act like them. They want to talk like them. They want to live like them.
Wait. Let me say this in defense because I have an uncle who's homosexual and he has a husband. And if you didn't know that they were homosexual because they're not flamboyant, he don't talk like, hey, how you doing? He ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? He's a hetero. I mean, he has a bass in his voice. He dressed like a man. He ain't got no earrings on. He ain't got his nails done. He ain't got fucking, you know what I mean? Do he be clean? Yeah. Hell yeah. Do he be trimmed up? Yeah. But he's not, he's not doing all that. So
all I'm still saying, has his ankles behind his head.
I mean, that's behind closed doors. That's none of my business. But I'm just saying.
He still
let me ask you a question. Have y'all been to
midnight?
Y'all been to McDonald's on Pendleton Pike? Probably like
God no.
Not
2016, 2018.
Hell, I couldn't remember if I had.
Oh, I can't.
But if y'all had went, it was a guy. It was if you went through the drive-through, right? You went to the drive-through. You could have sworn you was talking to a woman. When you pull up to that window.
Oh boy, he remembers specifics.
Woo, yeah. I ain't gonna never forget that shit.
Y'all remember that IHOP on Meridian? Used to be on like 16th and Meridian.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as they let
Yep. That's before it was cool.
That was right before it closed down.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's before it closed because I know we used to go in there almost every night and we ain't never seen a gay person in there.
Can I take your order? No, it was tranny. It was trannies working in there, man.
Yeah. They must have started going in there when we stopped going up there.
That was right before it closed. But quick question, Sly, you damn near. I don't know if you're married, but I know you've been in a long term life if you're not married. But does your wife have a gay friend?
I didn't. No, Mike. I got him. Kurt, you need to unmute yourself. It shows on my screen that you muted yourself.
Somebody's muted.
Oh, so that's that kickback. He been slamming them.
No, oh well, maybe they. Yeah, the FBI muted Sly.
He is on the list.
Well, we'll come back to Chaz. Chaz, how many gay friends did you have? Male gay friends.
That I interact with like. Current, like I have friends I went to high school and stuff with, but
no. We're not talking about people you once knew, people you know about, people that you know still are alive. Your friends. How many gay friends do you have? Because we're not going to do that. Everybody that I knew was my friend shit.
Well, how many gay friends do you have?
I don't have any gay friends
outside of this podcast. Just nobody outside of this podcast.
What?
What?
I said I don't have any gay friends.
Oh,
outside of this
ski.
gay-
Okay, I got it. Okay, yeah.
I wasn't talking about
But I don't
ski.
like saying that because I still consider them my friend. I just haven't interacted with anybody in a long time.
You need to put that bottle down. That bottle is doing something to you.
Yeah.
What's that right
Exotico.
there?
At least it's not Cuervo tonight.
No, Jose's. No, I ain't want to do that tonight.
Oh yeah, Jose.
No, that shit'll hurt you.
No,
No,
that's
but
some good
listen,
shit.
but no, I'm asking because it's almost like because again, I'm not going to act like because this nigga sitting over here in the dark like a Michael Jackson victim. It was this. It was this.
Turn the light on.
Yeah, turn the light on. They creeping me out over there, nigga, like Batman or something. He was the one that brought up this topic about women prefer advice from gay men over straight women.
I thought this was Ski's topic.
Oh no, this was a straight man's topic.
I don't understand it. No. I'm not trying to say fuck you, Ski. I thought this was a woman's type of topic that they would bring up.
No, this was actually a straight man that came up with this. A straight man.
I've not had this experience, so I can't. I don't know women who have done this, or I haven't done it, so I don't know.
So it's almost like we're assuming that all women have a gay friend.
It's an assumption, yeah.
Because I don't have any gay friends. I don't have any gay friends.
I don't either.
No gay male friends. We're talking
about
no
gay male friends. Yeah, okay. No, yeah.
But I mean, even if they did, even if I did have, friends that I was interacting with currently, I wouldn't necessarily prefer their advice over a straight man. If I'm dealing with straight men, why wouldn't I want advice from a straight man?
Because the straight man might be trying to trick you. The straight man
they gonna tell you.
Well, actually, it's probably gonna depend on what the situation is.
Well, really, just pertains to who has male gay friends, because like them, the ones that they do take advice from.
But you're always around.
But why is it wrong? I mean, why?
It's not
wrong. I'm just asking, who do you prefer? As far as advice, who you would listen to?
Okay. Well, I prefer a straight man. If I need advice about something to dealing with a straight man, I'm going to a straight man.
Well, let me ask a question.
I agree with you.
If you're taking advice from, let's say, a woman is taking advice from a gay man, what the fuck does he know better about being a woman than the woman knows? Like,
I think what he said was that they both like niggas. So I guess that's the only commonality that it can.
See, I've heard a theory.
It's like a false sense of security too.
So because they both love cock, they can relate.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's
they're both dealing with men.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's the only way I feel like.
But see, like I had two gay roommates at one point, and like they were in a relationship, whatever, and like one of them you could tell was
slow down.
They even slept in the same room.
Okay,
I slept in the living room. I was a couch cruiser for a long time.
Slow down.
You said that. You said that pretty quick there.
He
thought it was gonna go over y'all head.
It was a bunk bed situation.
You said that quick, though. You like, I was sleeping in the.
So one of them you could tell. One of them you could tell he was gay. He was a model, like a male model and shit. He was kind of flamboyant, whatever. But the other one, he was handsome. And his boyfriend. He was a pretty guy. I'm comfortable with my masculinity. He was a pretty fucking dude, and his boyfriend was just as handsome as him. But his boyfriend was funny to me. His boyfriend was funny to me because he'd fuck women on the side.
Oh,
wow.
He wasn't then. He wasn't.
So that still makes him down low.
I mean, nowadays you call that bi, but like to me, he's still gay. To me, he's still gay. Like you're still, you're still gay, bro. You take dick.
But let me. Can I ask a question? Since we're on this gay topic, actually, it's a joke. All right, it's a joke.
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
Here we go.
The man goes and asks his wife. He says, "Is your gay friend sad? Is she sad?" And then he says, the doctor has prescribed medication for gay women who are depressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so his wife asked him, well, what is it? And the prescription that the doctor just prescribed was tricyclogen.
What was it?
Go get some dick.
Try some cock again.
Try some
Baby
cock.
dick.
It was
Oh,
dick.
Lord.
Try some dick. Try some dick was the joke.
Yeah, try some cock again.
Shaq. Get Shaq's ugly ass.
That shit
I'm
wasn't
that
even.
It was
That
slow.
shit-
It was slow. I don't
Yeah,
think
that
that
shit
was.
was.
Molasses slow.
Yeah, that shit was trash.
We understood it.
Shaq.
We got it though. Try,
Shaq,
You got it.
that was
whatever the
funny.
fuck he
No,
said.
I just couldn't hear. I got it.
Oh,
I
you
got
couldn't
once
hear
you
it.
said it.
We got it though.
I had turned my phone down when you said it was a joke because I didn't know what you was gonna say.
Yeah. Shaq saw that joke coming a mile away. Shaq saw that joke coming a mile away.
Anyway,
And Shaq is slow.
That
Shaq is very slow.
Very slow. As soon as I
That's
heard
why he can be
lesbian-
president.
As soon as I heard lesbian in medicine, I knew what the diagnosis was. I'm a doctor too. Don't forget.
Oh wow.
Hey,
Segway.
he's also a police officer.
And a
He
cop.
is Segway.
Yeah.
Segway.
I mean, he was
Segue.
rapping.
So what's the next topic?
The next
What
and
else we
final
got?
topic for this evening is IU football winning the national championship for the first time in school history.
100
And it was
years
a-
plus.
And it was a beautiful thing. I don't care if
So who
I don't
betted
care
on the
if-
game? Did any of y'all bet on the
EK.
game?
I know EK did.
I couldn't get my bet in.
EK, did you bet?
I did.
What'd you put down for Miami? I know you bet against the Hoosiers. I know you.
I know you
Well,
did.
well, yeah. They
See?
yeah, Indiana.
Oh,
Listen.
nigga.
Hey, listen.
Nigga.
What was Indiana favored by?
10
I'm
and a half.
saying-
7
7 and a
points.
half. What
That's why
did
you-
they
that's
win?
why you
What
go
did they
with
win
them.
by?
That's
What
why
did they
you go
win
with them,
by?
nigga. You would have been rich as fuck today, nigga. You should have.
No.
Everybody.
No,
See,
he went by points.
Yeah.
Thank you. What did they win by?
I think they won by 17.
No, they won
No,
by
it was closer than that.
won
They
by
Won by 3?
Yeah, because
Yeah. That's right.
27. It was 27-20. They won by 6.
yeah, because Miami tried to come down and get a touchdown real quick, but then Carson threw it away. So it was
yeah,
a
I got
6-point game.
Oh yeah, I got them.
So I ain't never betted on any sport because I don't know how those things work. So with them losing by 6, I kind of get that if they'd have won, if they'd have been up 6.
Well, basically the way it works is this: because they were so dominant, everybody knows they're going to win. Everybody's going to put their money on IU. So there's really no money in betting on IU.
No.
If that makes any sense. You're not going to win shit betting on IU to win the game.
No, you would have had to play some bet at the beginning
You're
of the
wasting
season.
you're wasting your goddamn. You're going to win something, but you're not going to win shit.
Yeah, we're talking about you put
Probably about
$20 down
$2
and
a
get
piece.
20.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
not
putting
winning
$20
anything
down to win 23.
Exactly. So you're not winning shit.
You'll
So
win
the only
more
way
than
you're going.
that. You'll win more.
No, I'm
than
saying,
that.
let's say you bet on national championship. Let's say you're betting on the money line. I don't think the money line would have netted more than make what.
You probably would have got
nothing,
about,
my nigga. Nothing.
you probably would have got like
Definitely the
$10
favorites, my nigga.
extra. Probably.
Yeah,
The
it's
favorite.
nothing.
If you bet on the favorite, you're never going to win any money because they're the favorite. So
Yeah,
what
you would've-
Eric is doing is he's going to bet on the point because the only way to make some money is hoping that the other team that's supposed to lose loses by a certain amount of points.
Right.
So that's what he did because nobody's going to make any money off of IU because they're supposed to win.
No, yeah. If you
But
wanted
you,
to make
but
money
you
off
said it. You said it.
Not on
You
a
said
straight
it.
bet anyway.
He said it. He basically said
Not
it,
on
man. Everybody was betting their money on IU. Everybody thought they was gonna win by that points, and they didn't.
7 points or more.
And
it
that's
was
how
like
they got
10-5. Yeah, I would have put money line on IU, but there was no point. The points were bad for IU, in my opinion.
And see, that's where you wouldn't have won no money if you would have put it on the money line. You probably
Right.
won like $10 to $20 if you
Yeah.
put you would have to put a lot.
Some of these niggas have a gambling issue. You can
Some
tell
of them
by the
do.
way they're conversation.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
I bet on Nebraska.
If it was the other way around, let's say if you betted on Miami to lose,
Right.
how would that?
You wouldn't have won shit on that either because they were
Wouldn't
supposed to
you-
lose. No, the
Yeah,
odds,
the thing
the
is,
odds are
like he
stacked in a
said, you would have
certain
had to
direction.
play. You would have had to play the money line, like
Yeah.
P said. You would have had to play the money line on IU.
But I
The
want
only
to
way.
prompt. I'd like to go to the prompts real quick with the IU Hoosiers cheaters. I want to know what that's about because from everybody that I talked to, the only evidence that they have supposedly that IU was cheating is they have older players. You know, they have players that are 26, 27, and things like that.
But that's been doing throughout the life of history of college football.
Well, and they want to talk about that, but they don't want to talk about the fact that Carson Beck, who played for Miami, hadn't went to class in 2 years, and he's on his like 6th year of college football. So as you said, this happens everywhere. And you know, if you want to talk about Mark, go ahead.
Did he sit out a year?
No, he's played 6 straight years.
He did.
When did he sit out? Between UGA and Miami?
Remember when he hurt? Yeah, remember when he hurt himself?
That's hurt though. That doesn't count as actually sitting out.
They use it though. They'll use it to count against it. Count for that. I mean, they'll use that.
But there's no actual like solid allegations of cheating against IU. People are just fucking mad.
Right.
You know, you take a team that's the worst team in college football in Division 1A for the last 50 years, and then somebody actually decides to put some money into the program, like Mark Cuban, and then build the team. So
I gotta say, they trying to say IU was cheating. I think the ref was cheating.
Oh yeah,
because I seen 2 holds where Miami had the ball, and actually that last touchdown that Miami got. That last touchdown they got, dude got held on that breakout. I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he got held, and the referees did not throw a flag on it.
Do you remember the late hit where the IU player was like 3 feet out of bounds and still got blasted? No flag.
Yeah, out of bounds. Yep, they didn't call that. They didn't throw a flag on that.
And see, that's what I think Vegas gets too involved. Like Evan was saying with the gambling addictions, you have 5, 6, 7 different apps you can go on right now and place bets on. People are placing bets, millions and millions of dollars. Gambling has become such a huge part of sports nowadays. It's hard to trust that the outcomes of these games aren't affected by Vegas.
You almost got to have robot referees or some shit at this point. You gotta have people that,
like in baseball. No, he's right. In baseball, we have a thing called the robo-umps, where you take away the umpire from behind home plate who makes all the mistakes, and you replace it with a robot that can see the balls and strikes. Like, what's wrong with actually having a correct call on every single ball and strike in the game? It takes away that variable of someone outside.
There's going to be 2 sides to every story. So if you get if you get a robot out there that's calling the right plays, there are going to be people swearing up and down it has been fixed.
Well, the one people that aren't complaining about it or that want it the most are the players, because the players they're tired of having a ball, 6 inches outside the zone called a strike to end the game when it was 1-1. Like, that's the kind of shit we're talking about.
Somebody froze up.
Yeah, games get decided by umpire calls nowadays, and that's something you have to eliminate, in my opinion, because we got these they do scorecards after every game, like ump scorecards, a percentage of what they got right and wrong, and these umps are coming in at like 75-80%. Now that seems good until you realize until you realize there's about 180 pitches and 20% of that was called wrong. So in my opinion,
look at basketball. Look at basketball. They just caught former college basketball players and current basketball players for cheating. So,
I'm talking about the poker scandal.
I'm
the betting scandal. The betting scandal.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
What was his name? What was that player's name that got caught up? Basically, like doing shit on court to make sure things happen, so his bets went through.
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
I think you're talking about the one that was big was what's our boy from
Arizona State? He looked like
the little guard that was in Miami.
Yep.
He's playing for the Celtics. They call you
talking about Terry Rozier?
Terry Rozier.
Yes, Terry Rozier. Thank you, Eric.
And Chauncey Billups too, right? Yeah.
Chauncey was a part of the poker, wasn't he? Like a big.
Yeah, he was part of the. But they said he was awesome. He was the coach of the Trailblazers. So,
but the point is, they was throwing the games.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the reason why they got caught.
Well, that's where I get conflicted, because if they throw this game, if this game is set, then why isn't every game set at this point? Am I just watching, a script play out every time I watch a fucking sports game?
Because here's the thing, because if you listen to some of the players that did get caught, they'll tell you they don't really have to throw no game. They just have to force it in a way to make it look like it's real.
But that is throwing a game. If you're playing defense,
when you say throwing the game, like when Terry Rozier shoots the ball and he can hit it, but he misses it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's throwing the game.
But how do you? But that's impossible to detect. That's impossible to prove.
It is
right. It's impossible to improve. But when they come out of the game and you look at their
stat line,
percentage, their percentage of the game, and be like, that's kind of low. You know, that's kind of low for a guy who shoots.
I shot bad. I had a bad night. So what? It's impossible to prove, fam.
It's not impossible because
it is looking at bet slips. If you have the bet slips,
that's where I have to go back to the 80s and 90s players versus the guys that are playing now. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I'm about to fuck them up. That's not true.
Go ahead, because in the 80s and 90s, you got beat up. So you're gonna try to make that. You're gonna make that shot if you that good. You know what I'm saying? You got beat up, strangled, whatever, going to the hole. So them guys had a lot to play for versus the guys that's playing now. Because right now, the guys that's playing now, they getting handed the money. Them guys back then, they was working for that money.
Let me ask you this: what you know about Michael Jordan? Which I know about the most about Michael Jordan outside of him playing basketball. What is he most famous for?
Smoking cigars.
His golf.
And gambling like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah, playing base. Gambling is his major thing. Yep.
So you mean to tell me you don't think Michael Jordan was gambling on basketball games?
He probably gambled on himself.
I think he was.
If he was, he wasn't doing it to the point where he was involved. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He let somebody else.
Look, they did it to the point where they said, "Hey, my nigga, go sit the fuck down for a few years. So this shit is getting hot, my nigga. You're caught gambling on games. Go sit down, play some baseball to stay in shape." Because Magic Johnson got caught. No. Magic Johnson got caught a few years earlier, but his fat ass got when he came back, he was fat. He didn't go play baseball.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan, go play baseball for a few years, stay in shape, and when this shit blow over, you come back and you can play again. But all them niggas was gambling on games, my nigga.
And you know that's true too, because he immediately got a job with the White Sox. Like, you don't come out of playing basketball and immediately get signed to a pro organization. There's guys that work their entire life.
Well, that's Michael Jordan. No.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, there's two things how people can track it. There's two things. There's two ways.
He sucked at baseball.
But I can tell you this, I'll tell you this, Magic Johnson don't have no goddamn HIV. I'll tell you that much.
Right. That's definitely a controversy that people gonna be going back and forth with. Because man, hey, he's been the healthiest motherfucker I've ever seen with HIV.
Boy, with it,
yeah.
So what medicine they giving him?
Money.
I heard they already got the virus. They already got it. They got it. They're giving it out.
I'm kind of with news on this one. He's never showed signs of HIV once in his life, as far as being sick out of basketball, low strength, any kind of like energy.
Exactly.
I've never seen him have symptoms. And you know, I'm Pat here from Indiana. I know Magic Johnson. I don't know Magic Johnson, but every time I've ever seen him, he's never looked anything but fully healthy and strong.
You ain't never heard Magic Johnson cough before. But Pete Game, Larry Bird. Remember, Larry Bird was getting money that Magic Johnson wasn't getting. Magic Johnson learned a lot of games from getting money from Larry Bird, because Larry Bird was getting deals that Magic wasn't getting. So again, the thing that what they did was they told him to go sit down for a little bit. But when he came back, he was fat and out of shape. They learned from that with Michael Jordan. They said, "Hey nigga, go play baseball, go do something to stay in shape. Because once this shit blow over, you can come back." But right now, they caught you, my nigga. They can see what you did. Michael Jordan was so good and Magic was so good that it's easier for them. Now, again, we got niggas like Terry Rozier that can do it. It's so crazy now that anybody can shave points because it's more about the statistics.
But to answer your question of how they can find out is for two reasons. One, if a player is doing consistently, and he's like I know they got averages, but they consistently look at their performances. And for two, it's the amount of money you put. I can't remember how much the money total has to be, but if people is putting a certain amount on a certain player prop or a certain game, that's when they look into those games.
Yeah, it's all evidence based. If you see a pattern, if it's all pattern recognition.
Pattern.
See,
That's it. That's a good.
Yeah,
word
if you see him doing the same thing up to his potential every game and playing hard, then there's nothing to look at. If you see him, his pattern is, let's say, and I'm making this up hypothetical. Let's say he's 18 points a game with 6 assists per game, and then all of a sudden he goes through a stretch, and then he goes right back to that what he's supposed to be doing. Well, there's got to be a reason why he's doing that, because there's no injury we can speak of. And then you get the betting slips. Then you go into his count and say, okay, well, I saw that he played terrible, way below his performance normally on this set of games. Now, what was going on? Okay, we see he was betting on these sets of games. They'll use that. I mean, that's in court.
You can't bet anyway because you're a player. You can't bet anyway. But what they're going to do is they're going to see
your sister. What are you talking about? You can go on DraftKings right now as anybody can bet.
Dude, I'm saying if you're a player. Yeah, if you're a player, you can't bet on a game. You're in trouble already by doing that. You can't bet on anything involved.
They can bet on football. What I'm saying is baseball, but
you can bet on another basketball. Sport. What I'm saying is what they're going to check is they're going to check my girlfriend. They're going to check my girlfriend's cousin or whoever's betting on whatever I'm doing that's close to me. That's the patterns that they're looking for because they know that I can't actually do it.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
But that's how Terry Rozier got caught.
Correct.
But
exactly how he got caught.
But if you look at his performance when the game that they're saying that he did, you can actually tell because he wasn't trying to score. He kept giving up the ball. That's what I'm saying. Like they try to make it seem like they're not point shaving, but in his case, you can actually see him not trying to score. That's why they was like, nah, but that don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's putting money on that bet too. You know what I'm saying? Like big bets. It wasn't just like small bets. It was like huge amounts of big bets.
So are they cheaters?
They went too hard. They went too hard.
Are you cheaters? Or are you cheaters or not?
No, they're playing by the same system everybody else.
I just think NIL is just showing you that, man, anybody's going to win a championship. Whether it be Michigan State coming out of nowhere, shit, fucking Northwestern might pop up somewhere.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So basically, y'all like the ideal that they went to a 12-team playoff rather than the 4.
No, they need to go to 16. The playoff system is completely broken. You can't have
it's still broken.
No, it's still at 12, EK, because
I'm saying
Notre Dame didn't make it and things like that.
No, what I'm saying is that they already announced in 2026.
Oh, okay.
So
they fixed it.
16, yeah.
So they fixed it.
Are they going to 16?
Yeah, so now it's top 16, no bye weeks, everybody plays, and it's exactly how it should be.
So basically it's the top. Basically, they still gonna have to finish with the top 20 then. Top 25.
You got to get in the top 16 to make the playoffs.
Conferences get in the way because they of course, it's all about matchups, man. Just like in football, it's about matchups, man. They want to see the best teams play the best teams. Like that's what they want. That's what's gonna bring in the bread. So why not?
Okay, so basically, they went to this 12-team roster because there were probably 5 more teams that were 11-0. You know what I'm saying? But didn't make the playoffs.
Well,
because they had the 4. They just had the 4. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why they went to the 12. But still, in that 12, you still have teams who are 9-2, 8-3. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at least we're having the discussion, though, because the problem is with the 4 and everything else is if you're going to have a playoff, don't just have the top 4 teams, because as well as I do, when you go to March Madness, you got some 9s beating some 1s.
Exactly.
So you need to include enough.
But in basketball, it's all 82 teams. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
64 teams that enter the tournament.
64, yeah.
Yeah, so we already have a lot of teams, and you can have a lot of underdogs, whereas in the college football playoffs, when you have 4 teams, there are no underdogs. They're all the top team, and it's really quick. Whereas you have 16.
That's why I said if they're gonna go to the 16, you might as well go to the 25. The top 25 is what they go by.
Right, but it has to be
throughout the regular season.
It has to be divisible by 2. That's the problem with the 12. Is you can't use 12 because you have to have 16 teams. That's where they had the play-in teams last year with Arizona State and Tulane and things like that, but it screwed people up because teams like Notre Dame and Miami last year were 11-12. They didn't get in the tournament because they let these play-in teams get ahead of them. Now, what did Miami do this year? They went to the national championship. So you really have to use the top 16 teams. You can't have play-ins where like team number 24 on the list beats team number 32 and team 24 gets in because they won their conference. It just doesn't work like that. So
yeah, I never liked that. I never liked that.
They fucked up. They fucked up, and they realized it this year. That's why they expanded, because the same team that they was getting ready to leave out end up going to the championship. And
that's my exact point. Yep, Miami wasn't going to make it until they stopped doing the stupid playing shit this year, and now they made it as 11 and they went to the championship. So I think it taught them that you really need to have 16 teams. You need to have those underdogs. And you need to earn it.
Next year they're gonna have the 16.
Yep. Starting in 2000.
I can't wait to see this. Then
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
You think so?
Yeah,
I really can't wait to see it.
Well, I want to see those underdogs. I want to see that 16 and 15. Cause people.
Yeah, I always root for the underdogs, no matter who they are. If you play in a top 10 or top 12, top 10 team, I'm rooting for you to knock them off.
Well, and I was super happy Miami came back this year because they had a good football team last year. They should have been in the playoffs. So them coming in there this year,
Miami, P,
fuck you too, fuck you.
They don't want to.
Now I gotta say that running back for Miami, I like him. I like him.
I'm saying,
he reminds me of your boy on Baltimore.
Don't confuse me with saying Miami's my team. I'm just saying I was glad to see that a team didn't get kicked out and they showed a reason for not getting kicked out.
But last year, Miami shouldn't have made it either. They had the number 1 pick from this year's NFL draft, and they couldn't even make the college football playoffs.
Well, they made it last year, but they got kicked out by Arizona State with the play-in. That's what I'm saying. Notre Dame and Miami made it last year, but they just got they got snubbed.
Yeah,
Notre Dame's a whole other thing.
So they was in the playoffs.
Correct.
No, they wasn't.
So if they was in the playoffs, I can't say they got snubbed. They was in the playoffs.
No. They didn't even make the playoffs. No, they didn't make the playoffs at all. They were team number 11. They were supposed to be like, that's what I'm saying. If you had the top 12 teams last year,
I see what you're saying.
Miami was number 11, and then I think it was San Diego or Arizona State, who was number like 19, won their conference championship against nobody, and they let them in instead. So that's why I think it was completely broken.
But they end up winning the game though, too, out of there in the first round, Arizona State, even though they weren't supposed to be there.
Which is cool, but they shouldn't have been there in the first place. If they want to be there, play better football during the season.
What was their record last year?
Be better.
Yeah, Miami or Arizona State.
Yeah,
I'd have to look it up.
I think they lost like 2 or 3 games. It wasn't that many games that they lost.
So how is it they?
No, Arizona State was right. They was not the number 4. They shouldn't have been. The reason why people had controversies because they won their conference, but at the same time, they end up getting a bye because the first 4 teams always get the bye.
Okay, so I have a little information here. Arizona finished the season last year at 11 and 3.
11 and 3.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out real quick who they played exactly. It was I can look at this. University of Houston. They played Baylor. They played Northern Arizona. Like these teams, Iowa State. They played teams that these other teams don't play. They didn't play a tough enough schedule to get in, but they won their stupid conference.
They in the Big 12. They played Arizona. They played Oklahoma State. They play
Baylor,
Iowa State, Baylor, Texas Tech.
So who were the 3 teams they lost to?
Well, they only I can't remember who they lost to, but I know they lost to Texas in that playoff game because they won the first round and they lost the second round.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who they
out of those 3 teams, did any of those 3 teams that beat them make the playoff?
Hey, y'all.
That was the playoff.
Hey, y'all. Sorry.
I don't know. I got to look at their schedule and see who.
Yeah, we can talk about it Tuesday on football. If you want to join football on Tuesday, we'd love to have you.
It'd be a great add-on to that, y'all.
I would love to. What did you say, Tuesday?
Tuesday at 10 p.m. Night. We will send you the link.
Yep, Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock.
I love y'all, man. I gotta go to bed.
I don't know if I can make it. I'll try, but I don't know if I can make it because I gotta get It's 6 in the morning on that
That's
one.
okay.
On
We'll make sure you get
Wednesday.
the link. You can choose.
Okay. That's cool.
Ski,
That's cool.
Have a good rest of your night. I think
All
we're
right,
all
I
going to
love
bed
y'all.
soon. So
Have a good night.
All right,
later.
Ski.
Cheers. All right, Norris, thanks for having us. Double OZ, 5 Fox. Love y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. And I'm about to it's 2 a.m. Woo. I didn't know we was on there that long.
Damn, I didn't know you were on the East or the West Coast.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Ooh. Right, man. We appreciate you jumping on, man.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Norris.
No problem. No problem. I
Hey,
will
kid,
see y'all. I'm gonna try to get there Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll make sure you
try
get
to
the
get there
link
because
either way.
I like those topics.
All right, yeah, we'll get you the link no matter what.
All right, bet.
Salute, fam.
Thanks, Norris.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Cheers.
Like
You still there, Cheers? You still there, Cheers?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, my nigga's still awake. What are you doing? I thought you'd be in bed before this. You must be off tomorrow.
No, I'm still here. I'm listening.
Oh, well, we love you, man. Get ready to go to bed. Get you some sleep. We about to shut the church off, man. Pat about to take us off. You got any shout outs? Anything you want to give up?
Yeah, anybody got any shout outs before we go?
No, I just want to shout out to the Let You Know crew. I'm really happy to be back. I enjoy hanging out with you guys and having these discussions.
Oh, it was real good to have you again, Chess.
Absolutely.
You were always welcome here on the Let You Know podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, I'm an OG. I'm an original.
I know. I've been watching since before I came on. So.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah. So if we don't have any shout outs tonight, I'm going to make a quick shout out. Friday night, we do have a Welcome to the Foxhole. If you guys want to tune in and watch that. Otherwise, it's been a very good conversation with my friends tonight, my homies, NOOZEK, Chez, Ski is gone, Sly Fox is gone. It was good to have Norris on, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your